everyone, and welcome to Right Side Broadcasting Network. I'm your host today, one of them at least. My name is Liz Willis. In just a second, I'll be handing the microphone off for my special guest host today to introduce themselves. But first, I want to say welcome to RSBN. We're live in Greenville, North Carolina, where President Trump is scheduled to begin his remarks at 1 p.m., an official campaign rally to help keep America great. We'll talk to you more about what to expect and what you'll be seeing here today with RSBN in just a moment. But first, I'd like for them to introduce themselves. So without further ado.
Hi, my name is Alicia Hayes, huge Trump supporter. I love America. We got to keep America great. And I am as super excited as I'm sure all of you are to be here on this special occasion. And I'm sorry, you're Laura, right?
I am Laura.
Okay.
I also go by Ashley. So whichever name you prefer to find me on. So we are excited to have you here today with us at RSBN Network. The atmosphere here is absolutely amazing. The signs, the Women for Trump, Veterans for Trump, 4 more years. Everyone is really excited to be here. As a former Navy veteran, I want to thank everybody out there who is watching, who has served our country or who is currently serving. My husband, I want to give him a shout out to him and his battalion, who are at a military training event right now. And we would not be able to do these beautiful, peaceful protests that we have here if it wasn't for our active duty military fighting for that right for us to do so. So how are you feeling today?
I'm feeling great. And by the way, you mentioned, I had no idea.
Most people don't know. People see me and they say, thank your husband for his service. And I say, okay, I will.
That's awesome. So on that same line, I have to give a shout out to my dad, Tom Hayes, back in Springdale, Arkansas. He's a veteran of the military. So proud of you, Dad. Love you. I had to say that.
No, we all do. We're all super proud of our vets. If you look around, you see people of all different color, creeds, religion, races. I want to tell you that when you come to a Trump rally, you can feel the energy and you know where people stand. Everybody here, you can look around and see that they support law enforcement, they support our military, they support the Border Patrol. If you went to an opponent's rally, you don't know where they stand. They might not even like our country. So here we know that everyone is excited to have us here. We're all excited to be with one another. Everyone seems like they're pretty excited and ready to see the president. I know I am. Especially after his sickness. I felt terrible inside. You can ask my husband. I actually cried when I saw him walking to the helicopter. That really broke my heart. But I can't wait to see him today. I'm sure he's going to be full of energy. Maybe he had a McDonald's meal on his way here. Who knows? I don't blame him. I love McDonald's too. Give me a Big Mac, right?
Was that a plug?
No, that was not. That was not. I love all kinds of food. I like every food. The energy is really great to hear.
It's super exciting. I mean, even the music, like I heard Celine Dion's "We Must Go." Is the song called "We Must Go On"?
We must. Yeah, it reminded me of Titanic.
Yes.
That
and
was
so
played.
we must go on, you know. And also the other song was that Major Tom by David Bowie. I was like, is he trying to talk? Because from what I understand, Trump picks every single song.
He does, and we were talking about that, Liz and I, on the way in. We heard a Backstreet Boys song that reminded us of our youth, and we kind of chuckled because that means that President Trump also likes the Backstreet Boys.
Well, who doesn't love any of those, like David Bowie, Celine Dion, all these greats? And then, oh, wait a minute. We are the champions.
We are the champions.
We are.
We will be champions again in 2020. There is no doubt in my mind. And I also want to point out to everyone that turn off your news, unless it's RSBN, of course, because the media does nothing but divide you. They try to divide you by race and by color and by where you're from. And let me tell you a little story that I am a white, my husband makes fun of me, calls me a hillbilly from a small town in Ohio. I'm from the Mahoning Valley. We didn't even have a stoplight in my town, okay? And my husband is from near Orlando, Florida, and he is a Latino. So two people who might have had nothing in common according to other news networks have everything in common. We have common ground. They don't want you to know that, but we do, we all do. So please open your minds, understand that you don't have to be a certain color to be a Trump supporter. You can support closed borders, you can support the unborn children, you can support our military, you can support our border patrol, you can love your police officers, you can show appreciation for your country, and yes, we are exceptional So don't let anyone tell you that we are not. And it is okay to say that.
And the thing is that everyone that's watching right now, Laura, myself, Liz, we're just like you. I mean, we're real Americans, and I know that you love this country. I know that you love what we represent, liberty, freedom. You know, in this country, your dreams can come true.
Absolutely.
Like whatever it is that you want, whatever it is that you reach out for.
Let me tell you, as a girl from a small town in Ohio who went to a state school, shout out to Youngstown State University, I never thought that I would have the opportunity to be here with you today, seeing these beautiful crowds in this gorgeous weather in the state of North Carolina. And may I remind everyone that in North Carolina today is the beginning of early voting. So please get out and vote for President Trump, vote for the unborn children, vote for our law enforcement, for our military. Vote for this country that we all love, and we work so hard to keep it strong and to stay number one.
I was just telling Liz, and I think I told you a moment ago, I've never literally, I mean, I've loved some of our previous presidents, Ronald Reagan, one of them, but I gotta tell you, Trump, I've seen photos of him when he was literally coming across the White House lawn, just, you know, disheveled, and like he's worked hard all night, like 2 a.m. in the morning. And he's not getting paid any money. And his companies are actually losing money, and he's doing this on behalf of us because he loves this country. And, you know, I personally have never had anyone work as hard for me in my life. And just so y'all know, he's doing the same for you as well.
He is.
And when I think of the veterans, when I think of the police officers, when I think of just regular, common people like myself that work hard for a living, and I look at my paycheck and I see I only pay 12% tax, whereas before I was paying like 24, 26%. I'm like, I see it in my paycheck.
Absolutely.
And I can't impress upon people to go out and vote. I mean, this is literally the vote of your life. You're literally either voting for socialism.
And I thought this last year, or not last year, but last election season, I thought, okay, 2016, we have to beat Hillary. This is simple. This would be simple. It was hard, it was scary, but we beat her, thank God. But this is even scarier than what happened in 2016, because with Hillary, I didn't feel that socialism was on the line like it is here. But also remember with Hillary and the Democrats, what's coming out right now is the Benghazi scandal that is not going away. So everyone keep looking at that. I want to remind everyone that Donald Trump is a man in his 70s. He is running for his second term. He is in similar age to Joe Biden, but if you look at the energy and the ability to work, you would think that Donald Trump was at least 20 years younger.
Can I just say something? Okay, so you can hold the mic. Let's go. My father, forgive me, Dad, my father is 81 years old. He works like he's 21. He still works. My father, Tom Hayes, like I said, Dad, love you. He reminds me a lot of the president. He constantly works. He works so hard. And he's instilled that in me and all of his kids. And, you know, if anything else, like the kids, there's kids out there that don't have a father. They don't have a mother. They don't have someone to look up to. You know, and even when I was in that situation, I would look at the president and go, wow, he's talking to me. I relate to him.
Yes.
And I think if anything, he gives so many people encouragement. You know, you can have anything that you want. When Donald Trump should be out enjoying his retirement, he's working on behalf of all of us.
He is. And another thing that I would like to address is I've seen, according to the polls, but as we know, polls aren't always accurate, but it showed that he was losing ground with some senior citizens, and that might be because of the way he talks or his tone.
Trump?
Yeah.
I didn't.
But, again, that's a poll I saw. I don't know how accurate that poll is. But I would like to remind everyone that Donald Trump is perfectly imperfect. And every single one of us at this rally and every single one of you at home, we are all perfectly imperfect, okay? We all have our flaws. But if you take away the personality flaws that you find in him and you look at his work ethic, and you look what he's doing for our country and for our military and for our veterans. I go to the VA myself. I have no complaints right now. I also share my husband's military insurance and TRICARE, no complaints. So we all do need to recognize that he is doing the best for his country. Try to put any flaws that you see personally aside, because as you might think Joe Biden might be sweeter, I really cannot see him negotiating with President Xi of China.
You know what I love what you said about we're perfectly imperfect? The bottom line is that we're all flawed. We all are. And it's by the sheer grace of God, literally, that number one, that we're still breathing. You know what I mean? I truly believe that God put Trump, I believe he's anointed. I believe that he chose Trump for a time such as this. I truly believe that.
Yes. I have been mocked for saying the exact same thing, but there are no mistakes.
I'm gonna say this. Trump is not only gonna win, he's gonna win by a landslide. Like literally a landslide. It's gonna be such a huge epic event that the followers of Christ, those that believe in God, are going to know, and even the ones that don't are going to go, this is a God thing.
It is.
Like all the people that have been praying on behalf of Trump, they're all going to know, wow, like...
What president has gone to the March for Life besides Trump? They haven't.
I should know that. I did not know that.
That's okay. A lot of people probably don't. But he cares. He's appointing people who are pro-life. And that doesn't mean that laws will change, but it means that we are moving in the right direction to treat every single human being, unborn and born and elderly, as equal. They all deserve the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
So true. We all do. You know, I know there's a lot of young people watching right now. I'm not going to say my age, but I've been around just a little while longer, okay? And I've seen a lot of things. And so a lot of the young people don't understand truly what's at stake. They don't understand I don't think the brevity of the Constitution itself, which, by the way, there's a lot of misinformation out there about the voting process. For instance, it could take months, for the votes to come in. The answer is absolutely no. It will not take months. Within the Constitution, our U.S. Constitution, January 6th, the votes must be certified by January 6th. The Senate will have basically a roll call to certify all votes from all states. States that do not certify, they don't get counted. Their electoral votes do not count. So just remember, January 6th.
And I do so.
And Trump is president until January 20th. For sure.
Yes, and I do also want to remind everyone that we are in North Carolina here today at Greenville, and today is the first day for early voting here in North Carolina, so please get out and vote.
It's your homework, girl.
I do. Well, I live here.
Oh, okay.
I do. We moved here. We're military, so we move a lot, but my husband and I are actually Florida residents, so we vote in Florida. We have already completed our absentee votes. So we are lucky that we are able to do that, and I want to remind everyone out there that absentee voting and mail-in ballots are not the same.
Is it me, or do you feel like dancing? Remember when Trump was like dancing?
I do, but my husband tells me that's not really my thing.
Oh, okay.
But it is definitely his thing. He's a great dancer.
Well, Trump was dancing. Wasn't he dancing on stage? Trump was dancing on stage at the last... Yeah. I probably dance like Trump. You know what I mean?
You probably still dance better than me.
Well, okay. No, I can't tell you. This is the first Trump rally that I've been to. It's absolutely electric. I'm fortunate that I get to be here with Right Side Broadcasting Network, with you, with Liz.
Thank you so much for having us.
Princess Liz. I call her Princess Liz.
Liz is wonderful. She is absolutely wonderful.
She is, and she's gorgeous. And I know that all the YouTubers and the Twitter sphere and everybody on social media, they all know that. So
yeah, she had some fans when we were coming in here today. They wanted to get their pictures with her. You are beautiful, Liz.
You are. She knows it. She knows it. And I love it when she says thank you, because that's what you should do when someone gives you a compliment. Right?
Always be polite.
I think the crowd right now, because earlier when we got here, it was like there was a lot of electricity in the air. There still is, but I think people are like kind of like they're just kind of pensive, like that, waiting. Like, when's the president going to come out?
Well, it's the calm before the storm.
It's true.
It really is. People are enjoying the sun.
And the storm's going to be electric. It's going to be amazing.
I cannot wait.
I can't wait either.
If I have tears roll down my eyes, please pardon me.
And just so you know, Liz, I'm just saying, like, if I have a few tears, then
I know. And I
yes.
Well, it's going to be a powerful moment.
I love him.
I do too.
I was.
It's so funny because again, I was telling Liz that on the way in here. I said I love this man. I said I don't love him like my husband, and I don't love him like God or my father, but I love him. I have a
He's
true
kind of
love
like
for
the
this
uncle
man.
or father.
He is.
Like he's a stepdad.
He is.
Was I telling you that? I told you the same thing. Like, was that yesterday or?
y'all both told me you loved him.
Yeah, I mean,
It's probably just a common denominator that we all do love.
you know what
our
I'd like to
president.
know for those of you that are on YouTube or on Twitter right now. Why don't we just ask them? Like, so how many of you, not obviously like Trump, but literally love him? Are we doing
We're gonna do it. We're gonna try to do some 4 more years, maybe.
I'm all about that.
I know, wouldn't that be great? I look at all the signs. I see a lot of women for Trump. 4 more years. Fill that seat. Latinos for Trump. Yes. A lot of the Cubans down in South Florida are excited to vote for Trump. They know about socialism and communism, and they know they don't want to go back to that.
Thank you, ladies. Gonna give y'all a quick break. Let you kind of gather your thoughts on what's going on. You've been facing the camera, so I figured it would be nice to be able to turn around and see this crowd for the first time for, I think, both of y'all here at a Trump rally. But President Trump has been working extremely hard, not just for the entire country, but really, and not specifically North Carolina, but North Carolina has benefited a lot under President Trump's leadership because he's been working so hard. As President Trump peacefully protests with supporters today, the evidence is showing his whole of government response to the coronavirus and how it's helped North Carolina families and workers. President Trump has fought to give the people of North Carolina the resources and help they need to fight coronavirus. The Trump administration's Paycheck Protection Program has protected 1.2 million North Carolina jobs and has provided more than $12.2 billion worth of loans to over 129,000 businesses. 5.1 million North Carolinians have received economic impact payments totaling more than $8.6 billion in relief. The CARES Act is providing up to $4 billion worth of aid to the state of North Carolina and more than $919 million to 6,905 healthcare providers in the state. North Carolina's businesses are poised for a historic comeback thanks to President Trump's economic leadership. President Trump's historic tax cuts, deregulation, and pro-growth policies helped build a stronger economy for North Carolina workers and businesses. In the last 4 months, North Carolina added a record number of 266,000 jobs back, following the economy's artificial interruption from the China virus. In the first 3 years of the Trump administration, North Carolina added 235,000 plus jobs, including 11,900 manufacturing jobs. While Joe Biden was vice president, North Carolina lost 13,200 manufacturing jobs. 252 North Carolina communities have been designated as opportunity zones thanks to the Trump tax reform law, driving new private investments into distressed and predominantly minority areas. More than 104,000 North Carolinians were lifted out of poverty during the first 2 years of the Trump administration. President Trump kept his promise to negotiate America First trade deals, providing a massive boost to North Carolina's economy. The President's United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, also known as USMCA trade deal, will boost North Carolina's economy and deliver new jobs to the state. North Carolina exports more than $10 billion annually in goods to Canada and Mexico. Trade with Canada and Mexico supports more than 376,000 jobs in the state, including nearly 32,000 manufacturing jobs. President Trump is defending North Carolina farmers and agricultural producers from China by providing more than $194 million in direct USDA payments to farmers to offset the damage of China's unfair trade practices. But Joe Biden's radical far-left agenda will decimate North Carolina workers and families. Biden will raise taxes on the middle class. His plan calls for raising taxes by $4 trillion, and it would hit more than 80% of American taxpayers. Biden has promised to end fossil fuel American energy production. The oil, gas, and coal industries support over 144,000 jobs in North Carolina and contribute nearly $14 billion to the state's economy each year. 1/3 of North Carolina's households rely on fossil fuels to heat their homes. Joe Biden's plans endanger the private health insurance that over 5.3 million Carolinians rely on. Under Biden's government-run public option plan, 24 of North Carolina's rural hospitals would be at high risk of closing, limiting patients' access to health care. Joe Biden has also pledged that charter schools will be gone if he's elected president. In North Carolina, more than 100,000 students are enrolled in over 170 schools. That is just a tidbit of information regarding how President Trump's administration has impacted the great state of North Carolina, and I think it can suggest exactly why this is a full house here today. It is the middle of the day, around almost 1 p.m. now. I think it's around 1:30. It's around 12:30, so we're just about 30 minutes shy of President Trump's arrival, where he's going to take the stage. He has yet to leave the South Lawn. Sorry, I'm picking up on some intel behind me right now. Actually, I don't think any of that is supposed to be broadcasted. They're going over some of President Trump's rallies that are up and coming, so I'm not going to repeat it. But Joe, I guess I'm so distracted. We're always on, like, we're so anxious to get these rallies, and it's always last minute, and some people get like insider information. They're literally talking about it right next to you. Sounds like we might be going out west though, so I will share that information with you guys. We love going out west. But back to North Carolina. We have been panning this crowd here for a little bit now, and I'm not gonna lie, I don't know at what point after 4 years I would quit underestimating the crowds that President Trump can draw. I thought, well, it's not a prime time rally here today. It's 1 p.m. It's kind of hot. The high today is 80 degrees in Greenville, North Carolina. Maybe people won't show up. I was wrong. I am always wrong. I am always shocked at the crowds that he's able to draw in. It is packed here today, and we're still over half an hour. Hello. We're still over a half an hour shy of President Trump's arrival, so it's going to be a great day, and we're really excited to have him here to hear his message directly to the people of North Carolina. If you're just now tuning in and you're wondering, what am I watching? Who are these people? We are Right Side Broadcasting Network. Our niche is to cover President Trump's rallies, and that is what we've been doing since before the 2016 election. So we've got a little bit over 4 years under our belt for covering these rallies, and we absolutely love it. We go completely live, uninterrupted, unedited, and when the speakers are speaking, when the Pledge of Allegiance is happening, when the national anthem is happening, we do not disrupt. You guys can feel it yourselves. Now, disclaimer, you might hear us talking over the music sometimes, and we hate to do that. However, you should know that if we don't talk over the music, that YouTube will strike down this entire video and you guys won't be able to see any of it. So although you have to deal with our talking, at least we're trying our best to provide you this stream in real time. There are so many copyright issues that come with all the songs they play at these rallies. So that is the only reason we have to talk over it, but you still get the visual. So you're still going to be able to see President Trump doing his little YMCA dance at the end. You might just have to listen to our voices while he dances. We hate it, but we do what we can and we work with what we're given. So you should also know Right Side Broadcasting Network is almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations to stay in business and to cover these great rallies, to travel the country. So thank you to everyone that's donated before, and if you're wondering how you can now, there are a number of ways. The first one being the YouTube Super Chat. It's really simple to use. You just click the $sign in the bottom right-hand corner of the YouTube live chat. You can donate absolutely any amount. Every single penny helps us, and you guys have made it really possible so far to get here. We are fighting an uphill battle, and we're not going to stop until President Trump gets 4 more years right where he belongs, in the White House. So you can click that YouTube Super Chat. You can also go to our website to donate. That's www.rspnetwork.com/donate. Again, our website, www.rspnetwork.com/donate. Now, whether you're donating there or not, just check us out. Our website, we have posted a lot of great information there. It's a really smooth website with a lot of great content. So Joe Seals, our CEO, does a great job of keeping that up to date. Check it out. Now, the third way, which is a lot of people's favorite because it's non-electronic, is being able to send a check. So your checks are super appreciated because have to pay YouTube or give a portion to PayPal. So we also love getting the handwritten letters that come with that, constructive criticism. Sometimes people give books, whatever you want to send to us. We open all of those ourselves, and we absolutely love to open the mail. So that is, our address is 1550 Opelika Road, 6 Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. So just to reiterate, those three main ways are the YouTube Super Chat, the website donations, and finally our P.O. Box. So please consider donating. We're going to remind you guys just a bit later on how you can support Right Side Broadcasting Network. Sorry guys, it's windy, and if you ladies out there understand what it's like to have like wind and hair and lip gloss at the same time, it's a horrible combination. But again, thank you for tuning in with us. Now, we also have a partner for today's event. It's called Disney Coins. You guys, if you're familiar with Right Side Broadcast Network, you're probably familiar with Disney. And that's Disney, D-I-S-M-E, and we couldn't thank them more. They're wonderful partners. They specialize in precious metals, including copper and silver. So their coins actually have 2 new designs every month. At this point, they have over 30 designs, ranging from Conan the Hero Dog, Melania's face, President Trump, at the DMZ, President Trump with Kim Jong-un, Back the Blue. There are 1-ounce coins, 2-ounce coins, and 4-ounce silver bars, as well as different keychains. They offer absolutely everything. This is the perfect time to make sure you're stocked up on Christmas gifts for all your loved ones. So make sure you head over to www.disneycoins.com, and they're going to be doing their biggest giveaway yet. So they're going to be giving away thousands of coins. All you have to do is enter to win. Go to their giveaways tab on the left-hand side of the screen. You can enter between now and November 3rd. So this giveaway is in honor of the presidential election. All you need is your name and email address, and you'll be entered to win. That's www.disneycoins.com. Buy some coins, sign up for a giveaway, and make sure you use code RSBN at checkout for a percentage off your order. Also, please make sure you are following Right Side Broadcasting Network on all different platforms. As a conservative news network, we are constantly battling conservative censorship. You guys have seen it lately. No, he's coming on Air Force One, the plane, not Marine One. Yeah. Sorry about that. So, what was I saying? Yes, please make sure you're following us on social media. It is so important. We've been working on this. We're trying to get verified on Instagram, and it is so difficult. They keep denying us. You guys help us make it impossible for them to deny us. Get us 50,000 followers on Instagram. Our Instagram handle is at RSB Network. Again, it's at RSB Network. And we just really want to get verified and be able to we want conservatives to have a voice on these social media platforms. You guys saw what they did to Kayleigh McEnany yesterday, suppressing the freedom of speech for the U.S. press secretary. It does not get more communist than that. That is something you would expect in China or Iran, but not the United States, and that should scare you. So we are trying our hardest to constantly battle this, and you guys can help us by supporting us, by following us. Make sure you follow us on Twitter at RSB Network, on Instagram at RSB Network. On Facebook, it's Right Side Broadcasting Network, and make sure you're subscribed to us on YouTube and that the notifications are turned on. That is my tidbit of information for you guys right now. I'll be back a little bit before Air Force One's arrival, but in the meantime, I'm going to hand the microphone back over to Miss Ashley and Miss Alicia to talk to you guys a little bit more about what's going on, what the atmosphere is like, what the energy is like here, and what you've seen in the crowd today. So don't be alarmed. Also, we're going to keep panning the crowd. Sometimes it'll be on you, sometimes it'll be on the crowds. But ladies, also feel free to jump into Super Chat if people have questions. So monitor that.
Wonderful. Thank you, Liz. So we are still waiting for our wonderful president here in Greenville, North Carolina at a Make America Great Again peaceful protest.
So I was just on the phone with Jana Starr. She's the president of the Republican Women in Washington County, and she just told me that on the phone, she goes, President Trump loves to park his Air Force One right behind where he's going to be speaking. I saw a helicopter, and I'm like, wow, what's going on? And then I was informed, oh, he's going to be on Air Force One. I'm like, of course he's going to be on Air Force One. Why wouldn't he be on Air Force One?
No, it's exciting. I can't wait to see it. And I also, if you look right behind the flags, you will see some military personnel, some service members. I do want to give another shout out to our active duty and reserve service members. If you did not know, less than 1% of Americans are active duty military right now. So that is a good number, especially with an all-volunteer force, and we would not be able to be here today and do what we are doing with our free speech and our gathering together if it was not for those who are fighting for us. So I do want to give a shout out to those, and I do see some veterans in the crowd. I am a veteran myself, and I want everyone to know that we do appreciate you watching if you're a veteran at home, and the veterans in the crowd, we do appreciate their service. Thank you so much.
Service and sacrifice. What branch of the military were you?
I was in the Navy, and my husband is actually currently serving in the United States Marine Corps. He is
front line.
Yes, he is with an infantry unit right now, and they are actually doing some training. So I want to give a shout out to him and his Marines and tell you guys thank you for what you're doing, so we are able to have these events that we do in this beautiful country of ours.
I just want to see Air Force One pull up. I'm ready already.
I just want to see the best president in the history of the United States, Donald John Trump.
Yes. And I know I'm going to cry. I feel it. I feel it coming on.
It's very emotional.
I feel an emotional red wave.
It is. I'm feeling the same exact wave that you are, because I do have a deep love for this man. As you know, everyone here, I can assume, maybe not the media next to us, but the people behind us, I know they do have a love for this man as well. And there are a lot of people here that do have love. And as I was saying earlier, we know how people at this rally feel about topics. We know that when you come to a Trump rally or you are a Trump fan, that you love your country, you are a patriot. You don't care what color someone is or what religion they are. You just want everyone to be united in America. And we know that we all support law enforcement. Thank you to our police officers and our border patrol. Thank you to our firemen and our emergency personnel. We are grateful to all that you do, and we do know that President Trump is grateful for your service as well.
The crowds here are absolutely incredible. I've never.
Can you feel it? Can't you feel it?
Yes.
It's so powerful. I can't even explain how I'm feeling.
That the energy, the momentum, the pride, it surpasses anything I've ever felt before. Because you know what it is, it encompasses freedom, liberty. When I think about, or when I have this feeling, it reminds me of our military, which fight for our liberty and our freedom. I think of God, one nation under God, the Pledge of Allegiance, all those things that we love.
Thank God for this beautiful day. Thank God for this beautiful day.
And I can't imagine being anywhere else. This place is absolutely just electric, and all the people excited to be here. I've never seen so many red hats in one place.
Isn't it beautiful?
And they all say the same thing.
They do.
Keep America great, right?
You want to keep it great, which I don't even know if I agree with the slogan, Make America Great Again, because I think that Donald Trump has already made, it has been great, but he's made it even more great, and we are thankful.
I think his new slogan is Keep America Great.
It is, but I think that the Make America Great Again has just kind of stuck on, which is good, but I think that this country is already great, and it's getting better and better, and it will be even better and better for everyone. Lower taxes, a border wall, support for our military, our defense spending, if we re-elect Donald Trump in 2020.
I'm just seeing any of the messages that we have from any of the people watching.
Okay, let me know if you see anything. I'm just trying to look around and enjoy all these amazing patriots. As you know, RSBN always pans the crowd, so when the fake news media decides that they don't want to show you how many people are here to support our president, we will show you how many people are here, because people in this country love Donald Trump. And as another reminder, if you are a North Carolina voter, which we are in Greenville, North Carolina live right now, today starts early voting, so please get out and vote. And keep the unborn in mind. Keep Amy Coney Barrett in your prayers. And remember that Donald Trump is putting pro-life justices on the court. Again, that doesn't mean that the laws will change, but we are currently going in the right direction as a country, fighting for life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness for unborn, for children, for people with disabilities, for people who are black, white, brown, yellow. It does not matter where you come from. We want to protect every single person. Every person on this earth deserves to live a happy and peaceful life.
Yes, and as a reminder for all of those of you watching, Right Side Broadcasting Network would not be possible if it wasn't for your generous donations. We appreciate every single each and every one of you for giving. And we couldn't do it without you. Just want y'all to know that. So we also have, is the website RSBN, what is the website? What is it? rsbnetwork.com. You can visit the website. They can donate there, correct, Liz? Okay. So please visit rsbnetwork.com.
RSBN Network.
I thought she said RSB Network.
I'm sorry.
See, I was right.
It happens when you get in your mid-30s.
Right.
Your mind just goes away, I'm telling you.
Well, anyway, it doesn't matter. It's all good. Look at those flags waving in the background.
Beautiful.
Is that not incredible?
You know where you don't see those? At a Democrat convention.
Really?
Nice.
Well, I've never been to one, so. but I don't go to Democratic conventions, but we got the American flag, a huge American flag over here against the airport terminal. This is such a nice, calm, beautiful song, you know. All the people talking about Jesus. Wait a minute, that's Elton John. You're like, okay.
It's a great song, I'm sure. It's just not my genre.
Yeah. Well, again, I can't tell you how excited and incredible it is to be here. Am I in the right spot? You guys are looking in the background, but the crowd is incredible. So many supporters. And you know, even coming here, there was like state troopers that were lining the interstate and the highways, getting ready for our president.
Yes.
Do I need to scoot this way? So there we go. So we're on this, I think this is like 6 foot off the ground, for those of you who don't know. So we have a whole host of media that's up on the riser here. And I had no idea I'd be like 6 feet off the ground, and I have on platform shoes. So if I appear a little taller, it's because I have on my platform shoes now. So
You can kind of be the same height, right?
right, because you're tall.
No, I have taller shoes on as well.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not that anyone can see my feet.
So we got the countdown going on. So the president should be here in about 16 minutes. Air Force One landing, going to be landing right behind these beautiful American flags with the crowd excited and ecstatic, waiting for our president of the United States. Doesn't that just roll so easily off the tongue? Donald Trump, president of the United States.
It does.
Working hard, making dreams come true, right?
Yes. And you know what else? You don't see at these rallies, you don't see craziness. You don't see anyone misbehaving, because it's a bunch of just good, God-fearing, country-loving,
And by the way,
military support. Yes.
So many people, when I say God-fearing,
Yes.
right, they misinterpret like you're scared of your God, and I'm like, no, it's out of respect.
Yes.
It means respecting or respect. So, because he could literally go in a second, right?
We
All of
are
us.
all very thankful to be alive today, to be able to witness our president here. This weather is beautiful. I think it's about a high of 81 here today.
I think it's hotter than that.
Well,
Either
that's
that or because
that's
I'm
what
wearing
the
black.
temperature was supposed to be. but it is a little breezy. The sun's a bit warm, but everyone is seems to be enjoying themselves and enjoying the weather. It could be a lot worse. We could have storms or cold. It really is a perfect day for all of us to gather and to see the best president that we have had.
You know, I also want to remind all of you that not only is the presidential election coming up on November 3rd, but it's extremely important that you vote in your local elections, because those elections are things that actually affect you on a local level, I mean, immediately. And so it's important to check out all the candidates, you know, the Justice of the Peace is, that sounded weird, Justice of the Pieces. I don't know what the plural of that is.
I'm not going to go into English. You
The
can't.
Justice of the Peace candidates, I should say it that way. The Justice of the Peace candidates, also your aldermen, your sheriffs, you know, your county sheriffs, district judges, city council, all of these elections are going to be November 3rd. So it's really super important not only to vote in the presidential election, but in your local elections. It's extremely important to do that. So make sure that you go and vote a straight red ticket. And I believe Diamond and Silk said, remove every Democrat, red, R-E-D, red, remove every Democrat. And that is what our goal is. So as Republicans, as conservatives. And so, again, President Donald J. Trump for a second term. I want to give a shout out to some of the candidates back in where I live. I'm from Arkansas, Northwest Arkansas, Bentonville, Springdale, Rogers area, specifically Rogers. So Jenna Starr, who's she's the president of the Republican Women of Washington County. She and I have been working really hard to get these people elected. We have many different races going on. A shout out to Carrie Perrin Smith, Shannon Marty. All these different individuals are running for office. Vote red. Vote red November 3rd. Back to you, girlfriend.
No, I have to agree with that. Make sure we all do our research on who we're voting for.
Yes.
I know even when I had to vote in my election, on my absentee ballot, there were people that I were not familiar with their stance. And so I had to go individually and do my own, my own research to see if I was voting for the right person who aligned with my values.
When you're actually in the voting booth, you'll see you can vote straight Republican,
Right.
but they also have races which are like for district judges and things like that are supposed to be nonpartisan. But you do have to do your research on each one of these candidates to make sure that you're voting for someone that is going to truly be fair and balanced. Because look, even if you're a Republican or Democrat, the bottom line is we do want judges that are fair and balanced, because Lady Justice does have a blindfold.
Well, she's supposed to have
And
a
we
blindfold.
don't want her peeking.
We don't want her.
We don't want her peeking. So it doesn't matter which side you're on, we want judicious judges.
I hear some people clapping. I think we're starting to get close to the main event.
I know I'm close to you,
exciting,
girl.
yeah.
I'm close to her.
No, I
I'm close
also
to you all.
want to remind people that in North Carolina today is the first day for early voting, so please get out and vote. Remember to vote for Tom Tillis. Cal Cunningham, the Democrat, has had a controversy come to light recently. So just keep that in mind when it comes to honor and courage and commitment in the people you are voting for. Also, I believe Lindsey Graham is up for re-election in South Carolina. So please go out and vote if you are in those states. We can't afford to lose those Senate seats, because if President Trump is re-elected, it is very important for us to keep those Senate seats so we can maintain the majority in at least the president or in the executive branch and in the Senate. Hopefully we can switch the House of Representatives back to a Republican majority, but I don't know how that's going to go.
The bottom line is, if you support the president and you support all of his initiatives and the things that he wants to put forward, then you have to vote locally. You have to ensure that your local congressmen, your senators, you have to make sure that they can go to Washington and they can help Trump. This is the whole point, is to help the president get these initiatives passed, get these bills passed.
Right, and we want to keep our taxes low. I know people are fleeing states like New York. They are fleeing to places just like the president fleeing down to Florida or to Texas where taxes are lower. Remember, who you do vote for has an effect on how much you pay in taxes. So that is a state and federal issue. We know that Joe Biden will most likely raise your taxes. He said he would do so. He also, if you are a fan of fossil fuels, if you do not want to ban fracking, please vote for President Trump, because we do need clean energy. And it is not possible, and it is not good for jobs and the economy to completely wipe away fossil fuels and try to start with the Green New Deal that Kamala Harris says they don't support, but they do.
There's one thing, as far as mail-in ballots, I want to just say there is a difference here. There's absentee ballots, which have been around a long time.
My husband and I have to request ours.
Exactly. So those are, when President Trump talks about a solicited ballot, that's what he's referring to, is an absentee ballot, which has been around for a long time. When you're just talking about, go in and get a mail-in ballot, when they talk mail-in ballots, there's two different types of ballots here. Or at
It
least
actually happened to me recently. Growing up, as I said before, I'm from Northeast Ohio, from the Mahoning Valley, and I have not lived at home since after college in 2009. I left, And my father recently received information from me to send back in the mail to vote. I have not lived there. Since moving from Ohio, I have lived in Illinois, Florida, Kansas, Missouri, Texas, Louisiana, South Carolina, and now North Carolina. So if you have people like me who move frequently, and sometimes we do change our home of record, we have to make sure those ballots are getting to the correct place.
I'm getting the beautiful eye over here of Princess Liz. So I'm going to hand this back over to Liz. Great talking to y'all. See you in a little bit.
Thank you guys, ladies, I shall say. Thank you everyone for tuning into Right Side Broadcasting Network. It looks like we just hit around 15,000 viewers, so we are excited. We're hoping to get around 30,000 today. We know that this is middle of the day, and most of our fan base are hard-working Americans. So a lot of them are at work, but for those of you who are able to tune in today, we are so appreciative, and we want to make sure we still get those viewership numbers up. We got to make sure that President Trump knows that he is appreciated now more than ever as he continues to fight so hard for the American people. We're 10 minutes away from the scheduled time that he is scheduled to begin his rally today. However, it looks like we might be running a little bit late. It's okay. I know that President Trump has taken off from the South Lawn. He boarded a Marine One, earlier today. One of the quotes that he said before, upon leaving the White House, is that, quote, "We're going to North Carolina. We have a tremendous crowd of people. We're going to be there in a little while, and then we're going to Florida. We're going to Miami. I think we're staying overnight in Miami, and we're doing very well. The polls are looking actually great. We're doing very, very well. We're going to have a big victory, and I look forward to it. Some of you are traveling with us. I guess some of you aren't." End quote. Again, that is President Trump's direct quote while leaving the White House today. President Trump left the White House. He boarded Marine One, where he will head to Joint Base Andrews and board Air Force One, which will arrive directly behind us momentarily. He's scheduled to arrive any minute now. Again, I have yet to get a wheels up email, and that generally happens when they take the smaller Air Force One. They don't have Wi-Fi on board. So we could see it happen absolutely any minute now. And we are excited to be able to bring that to you guys. Again, President Trump is scheduled to speak today in Greenville, North Carolina, 1 p.m. This is Eastern time zone. So thank you guys for tuning in with us, and stay tuned. There are questions in the chat room. People are asking, is this live? Yes, this is live. It is currently 12:52 p.m. Again, 8 minutes shy of President Trump's scheduled speaking time. So Air Force One should be arriving any minute now. We will have the arrival. Air Force One taxiing down the runway, and we have a busy week ahead of us. So thank you guys for staying tuned. Let me see if I can not mess up this past schedule and say it with you guys. One thing you should know is that we are entirely unscripted. There is no teleprompter, and I really don't think you should need one if you're telling real news. No one needs to tell you what to say. I'm just saying what I'm seeing, what I'm experiencing. Maybe my numbers are off sometimes, but that's not because I'm trying to spread false propaganda. It's because I can't count. But you guys can see for yourself. I don't even have to make up numbers. I mean, thousands of people, absolutely thousands of people here today to show support for President Trump. Everyone is standing. It's incredible. It is a high of 80 degrees here today in Greenville, North Carolina, and it is hot, but it also couldn't be more perfect. There's a really nice breeze coming through that you can see. I guess the flags are really a good way for you to visualize the strength of the breeze. It's helping keep us all cool under this direct sunlight, and it is standing room only all the way behind these risers. I know, it's amazing, right?
Yes.
So we want you guys to be able to feel as though you're able to experience this and feel it for yourselves, as close to possibly physically being here as possible. That's our goal at RSBN. You see these people standing up. That means excitement, and it's enthusiasm that is going to drive people to the polls, and that is one of the many things that President Trump has on his side. His fan base is enthusiastic. They are excited. They want and they know that they need 4 more years. Economies are so important, and that is something President Trump has clearly shown his success at, bringing us to one of the greatest economies in the world of all time. Here recently, right before the China virus came, and did its best to deteriorate that. But 4 more years of President Trump, and we can expect those highs to come right back. It's evident that thousands of people here behind me agree and think the same thing. I'm going to jump into the chat room and answer some questions you guys might have. We know this is a shorter rally today. The re-entry time had a smaller gap than usual, so I'm going to try and make up for that, answer your questions. get you the schedule for the remainder of the week, and really inform you guys as much as I can about this campaign, what's going on, what you can expect, what President Trump is doing. If you have questions, please reach out to me and I'll answer all that I can. Today, of course, is the 15th. We are in Greenville, North Carolina. Tomorrow, we will be live in 2 places. President Trump has a dual stop, the first one being Ocala, Florida, and the second one will be Macon, Georgia. Macon, Georgia's rally is scheduled to begin at 7 p.m. I will be hosting that one, and I'm beyond thrilled. I am a Georgia girl, born and raised, so I know there's confusion. I went to Auburn, Alabama for college, War Eagle, but I am a Georgia girl. So I'm super excited to be back in my home state. I'll have my family at tomorrow's rally, and they'll finally be able to get to watch me work, which I'm thrilled about. And let's see. Yeah, okay, so tomorrow there are 2 rallies, Ocala, Florida, Macon, Georgia. The following day is going to be October 17th. We'll have Michigan and Wisconsin. Again, Michigan and Wisconsin on the 17th. So in the next 72 hours, we have 5 rallies. Each rally is between $5,000 to $7,000 to get to send our entire team, all this camera equipment. It's expensive, but it's also wonderful, and your donations are what allow us to be able to do this. So thank you for your constant support. This network is so different in terms of not being monetized or not being funded and sponsored by big tech or a massive network that controls what we can say. Again, we are totally live. We want to give you this full experience, and we support President Trump. We want the campaign's hard work to be shown to hundreds of millions of people, and that's what we do here. So thank you for allowing us to make our dreams come true, and hopefully your dreams are coming true as well. We're going to get 4 more years of President Trump in the White House. If you're wondering how you can donate, there are a number of ways. The first way being the YouTube Super Chat. As soon as I finish naming these ways to donate, I will actually be jumping in the Super Chat and reading some of those donations out loud. So go ahead and get those in, and I will be happy to give you shout outs in just a moment. Again, get your donations in right now for a shout out in just a moment. You can do that by clicking the $ in the bottom right hand corner of the YouTube Super Chat. Donate absolutely any amount. Leave a message if you'd like a shout out, and I will be reading those out loud. A second way to donate, which is a lot of fun because you can also leave a message, is by doing it via our website. So our website is www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's rsbnetwork.com/donate. It is done through PayPal, so a tried, true, and trusted source. And we actually get to keep 90% of those proceeds as opposed to giving 30% to YouTube, which is what happens in the Super Chat. Not to say don't use the Super Chat. We love it all, you guys. And the Super Chat is just a lot of fun. A third way you can donate, and this is a great way, we enforce it, we encourage it. A lot of people enjoy it because it's non-electronic, so that's by sending a check. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. So just to reiterate, those 3 main ways are the first one being the YouTube Super Chat, the second one being the website, and finally the third one is non-electronic. You can send a check to our P.O. Box at 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. War Eagle. And we want to say thank you to our partner today, Disney Coins. They are a precious metals company specializing in copper and silver coins. They come in 1 ounce coins, 2 ounce coins, 4 ounce silver bars, keychains, you name it. They have it in copper and silver, and their designs are absolutely beautiful. They come out with 2 or more designs every single month, with over 30 designs right now. One being Conan the Hero Dog, Melania Trump, the red MAGA hat, leftist tears, President Trump meeting with Kim Jong-un at the DMZ. There's the Build the Wall. There are so many designs. Oh, do you see that? Is that a stink bug?
There's a stink bug on the mic.
I don't want to get it.
No, don't put him towards me.
There we go. Oh my guys. That is the most real news you will ever see. So I'm not even going to read the chat because I don't want to know what y'all just said about that. But I literally just looked down and it's at my mouth. So we're going to move on. Definitely lost my train of thought there. I'm going to move into the YouTube Super Chat and actually see what y'all are saying. Hopefully you're being nice. We will find out shortly. 16,000 people. Actually, I'm going to, before I do that, let me see if we have any pool updates from the White House press pool. Looks like we do have one from Joint Base Andrews. We're Marine touchdown at 12:26 p.m. So almost Half an hour ago, the president emerged a minute or two after talking to his pilots. He walked to Air Force One, waved to the pool, and boarded. He was not wearing a mask. Mark Meadows, Dan Scavino, Hope Hicks, Derek Lyons, John McEntee Meadows could be seen removing the mask as he left Marine One. Others were not wearing masks. Yada, yada, yada. There was also spotted on Air Force One earlier was Ronna McDaniels. Sorry.
Kamala canceled her event.
Oh, yeah, I saw that this morning. So the pool also says they're departing on a 2-day trip with a rally in Greenville, North Carolina, a fundraiser at Trump National Doral, Florida, followed by the NBC News town hall this evening. They are on Air Force One, which is the smaller plane with the connectivity issues that I mentioned earlier. So we should be seeing them really any minute now. I don't know what time they are taking off from Joint Base Andrews, but we have a beautiful day for a landing. Thank you. A beautiful day for a landing right behind us, and assuming Air Force One will taxi up right behind the stage like he does at these smaller airport venues. It's going to be a beautiful day, and I'm going to jump into the chat room in just a minute, see if you guys have specific questions. We are hearing that we might be heading out west later this week, so we're going to have our rally schedule is really just beginning, but it's getting crazy. Thank you to everyone who has donated and allowed us to get to where we are so far. 22,000 people watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. That's way more than I thought would have watched me freak out with a bug on my microphone. So I don't know if I'm excited or horrified that so many of you are tuned in right now. But it looks like we have some donations. I want to read some of those out loud. We have Mike Woodward who said, arrest coming soon. Where we go one, we go all. $50 from Michael McLarnon. This does remind me of something I wanted to point out. Reading that email, of course, I was trying to read it in real time, but also paraphrase it to you guys because I don't think we really care who's wearing a mask and who's not at this point. Seems redundant and a use of useless information, but I think, correct me if I'm wrong, this is going to be one of Hope Hicks' first rallies, public appearances that she's traveling with the president again since being diagnosed with coronavirus a little over 2 weeks ago. So, okay, cool, thank you. We have Proud Patriot USA who donated $20.20 and said, always a good day when it's rally day. RSBN, you have gone well above and beyond with the work you have put in. Now it's on us to get to the polls. P.S. Where's Hunter? $25 from Fran Sesti who said, great job, SoCal for Trump. We have $10 from Angels More 888 and a $20 donation from Leticia Helfin who said, Latinos for Trump. We love it. Love to see that. Thank you guys for your donations. Don't forget, if you want to shout out, make sure to donate via the chat. I'm going to hand the microphone back over to my beautiful co-host today, Ashley. Ashley. I know, like,
I'm learning how to be a cameraman.
and a reporter at the same time. I'm sure it's overwhelming. So, what have you thought of your rally so far today?
So, y'all might not know this as a big supporter that I am, but this is my first Trump rally. And I had a mix of emotions coming in here today. I wasn't sure if I was gonna laugh or cry because I was so excited and nervous at the same time. But it's really amazing. Everyone is so kind. The energy here, it looks so calm, but it's the calm before the storm.
It really is.
And we all know it's coming. It's almost time for the president to arrive. Sometimes he's a little bit fashionably late, but that's okay. He is worth waiting for.
He's definitely fashionable.
He is fashionable. So I am just waiting patiently to see him in person. I'm glad I have my sunglasses on. I might shed a tear or two. Don't judge me, but I've said this before and I'll say it again. I love this man. I think he is the best president that has ever been elected in our country. I mean, in a different way than any other, but I love him so much because he says what he thinks. I know there's been times when I've been watching hearings or I've been watching debates and you hear the Republicans get picked apart and they never fight back, and you just sit in front of your TV screen or behind your radio and you listen and you say, come on guys, just say something, just fight back for once. And Donald Trump is the one that fights back. He says what you're thinking. And some people might think that's inappropriate, but that's why I love him, because I know that he is genuine. He's saying what's on his mind. He is honest. You might not like it, but Do you not think that other presidents have thought the same things? They just try to be politically correct and say what you want to hear. But I want to hear the truth. I want to hear honesty. I want it to come from his heart. And every single time with Donald Trump, it does come from his heart, whether you like that or not. But that is a quality that I do appreciate in a president of the United States.
So here's a message from, oh wow, this is going so fast. It's hard to stop on a particular post, but Jane Beeman, this is Virginia Loves Trump. Hello there. We've got a shout out from Drake. Drake, where are you? It's going so fast. I don't know how. Listen, guys, we so appreciate you being here with us. I want to try to get. Can you help me with this? So I want to try to get some of these people. I want to get some shout outs.
Oh my goodness, John
It's
Miller,
just going
Sandra Lim. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Lily's mom, Catherine Fong, Virginia Cox, Tim Morris.
Can we stop this? Let me just see if I can stop it, because you guys are so wonderful. So Greg Davis, thank you so much. Trump Pence 2020. We have, oh my goodness, it's going so fast. So I don't know, I can't keep up with it. Do you know how to, hey Liz, do you know how to keep up with the YouTube feed? Because I was wanting to send some shout outs to some of our viewers, because it's going so fast. Yeah, it's going a little too fast, you guys, but just know, okay, Anna, okay, okay, it's going super fast. I try, guys, but you know what?
We appreciate everyone, we really do. It's hard for us with our eyes in the sun and our sunglasses on to read those names.
Yeah,
it really does
it
move
is,
so
it
fast
is.
on that feed, but we do appreciate every single person who's watching with us today.
Again, I want to remind all of you that we're brought to you by your donations. If it wasn't for you, we would not be here. So go to rsbnetwork.com. We love your support. We love you. Thank you so much for supporting us. This event is honestly, truly magical. You know, Trump reminds me, he's like a new pioneer, kind of like George Washington, you know what I mean? When he became president, they had the legislative branch, judicial branch, they had everything in place, but they didn't have the president because they wanted to really work out what his powers were going to be, because they wanted it to be very limited powers. And so
he also
went out.
wanted as well. He didn't want the full power as a king.
So he went out and spoke to the people, and of course we know what history recorded. But Trump is a new pioneer. He is us, you guys.
He is.
President Donald Trump, the reason I believe that we love him as much as we do is because he says what we think, and he pretty much thinks along the lines that we do. And I know that's one of the reasons that I love President Donald J. Trump. And again, this crowd is, gosh, I wish I could like somehow through the tech show people how exciting and the electricity that's in the air here. But and you're looking beautiful by the way. You're gorgeous.
Thank you so very much.
Well, you are.
I really appreciate
And if we cry, we cry at the same time.
I have no shame in crying because I am so grateful for our president. As we are panning the crowd here, we are seeing the big Make America Great Again signs. We are seeing a lot of signs that say 4 more years. We are seeing Women for Trump, Veterans for Trump. We're seeing, you know, all different people, black, white, Hispanic. It doesn't matter what you are. Everyone's here, peaceful, together. Everyone's having a good time.
We've got Liz behind you.
We do have Liz
Squeeze
behind
up
us.
there. I know.
All right,
Liz?
how was it, ladies? Have y'all had fun today?
Yes.
Okay.
It's the best experience in the whole world.
I'm glad. I think you guys are getting another break. I am going to wait for Air Force One's arrival, and we're going to keep you guys off camera in case there's a few tears. I don't know, there might be. So thank you, ladies. Again, we are just moments away from Air Force One's scheduled arrival time, running behind schedule, but we're excited nonetheless. Looks like they are going to remove the cover from the podium, most likely put on the presidential seal is what's going to happen next. So we're going to focus in on the podium for a little bit and see what action's happening there. Generally, when they add the presidential seal to the podium, the audience gets a little excited. You know, it's their first glimpse of being near a sitting United States president. So we'll see if they start cheering at this one. Who knows? Looks like they're cleaning it as well. I've noticed that they swab it lately, so it's always fun to watch exactly what's going on over there. Gonna jump into the YouTube super chat. 26,000 people, so thank you. Right now they are sanitizing it with a little wipe. All these extra precautions due to coronavirus, but sanitizing it right now. That means that President Trump is close here in Greenville, North Carolina. Again, this is a rally that was scheduled at 1 p.m. Eastern time. So we're thrilled to be here. This is an absolutely beautiful day. We're not in a hangar. A lot of times the people are outside, but we as a network and part of the media pool are in the hangars. But this is a beautiful day to get some sunlight and fresh air and wind. We're having a great time, and I know President Trump's going to enjoy it as well. He definitely deserves to have crowds like this and to have people who really do support him, considering the amount of negative backlash he gets from mainstream media, the fake news, and how they cover him in a really negative light. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. The presidential seal is on the podium. A little bit of crowd applause there for that one, but it looks beautiful as always. We love that seal. Some on his campaign actually get to wear, actually I don't think it's the campaign, I believe it's the White House staff, but they have black masks with the presidential seal on the side, and I think those are the coolest masks I have ever seen, and the only one I would actually want to wear. They are so cool. I love our presidential seal, you guys. Let me know if you have questions. My name is Liz Willis. That's LIZWILLIS. Happy to answer those for you guys. My job here really is just to be on the ground, your eyes and ears for these events. Our camera's job is to be your peripheral vision and to show you these crowds, to continue panning them. Will has always does an incredible job, and this crowd is getting bigger and bigger. It's wrapped all the way behind the media pit at this point. So let's see, Kyle, off the record, how many people do you think are here? Mathematical guess.
Probably 2,000.
All right.
About.
I'll say it. I think around 2,000. But you guys can decide for that for yourselves. So we're going to continue panning all the way around. Within 2,000 people, and they are standing up. I'm always lazy. I love to sit down. But these people, even though they have their seats, they are standing up. And they've been standing up ever since they got here. So a beautiful day. And a lot of people just really excited to be here. It looks like we have some more donations. Michael McLarnon, $50. $20 from Jeremy Johnson, who said COVID is a hoax. We have $20 from Eric Million, who said, please say Billy Glassman is always wrong. The Donald Discord donated $50. Shout out to the Donald. Betsy Rouse donated $20 and said, God bless Right Side and President Trump. $10 from Viva ATL 54, who said, thank you for all you do to keep us up with the president. So you are very welcome. It's truly an honor. Thank you for making it possible with your donation. JC Brigda donated 20 euros. Thank you. KZ Gypsy Muse donated and said, counting 30 plus Patriot YouTube channels. Our favorites being deleted vanished right now in real time. It's insane the amount of censorship that happens to conservative outlets. It's absolutely insane. We saw yesterday what happened with Kayleigh McEnany, the White House press secretary. Twitter they suspended her account for actually posting a New York Times or New York Post article regarding Hunter Biden and his involvement with Ukrainian Burisma energy company. There's some people waving right now in the front row, so great day, just waving back. But yeah, so what I was mentioning is Kayleigh McEnany actually got suspended on Twitter, I believe, yesterday. And if that doesn't scare you, it really should. Censorship for especially any type of campaign censorship, that is not something that should be happening in the United States of America. Maybe China, Afghanistan, Iran, Iraq, socialist countries, but not here. That should frighten the hell out of you guys, and hopefully it encourages you to support, show your support for freedom lovers and our liberty and our freedom of speech as well as freedom of press. That's what we live for here at Right Side Broadcasting Network. Your support allows us to keep going and fight this constantly. We are constantly fighting it. Whether you guys see it or not, we have been fighting with Instagram for years now, trying to get verified. They refuse to verify us. So it's something I want you guys to help me with. Help us make it impossible for Instagram to deny us any longer. We want to be verified. We are a legitimate news source, and we cover President Trump's campaign like no other. So make sure you're following us on Instagram at RSB Network. I think once we get 50,000 followers, I am going to apply again for verification, and I don't know where I'm going to have to go after that or who I'm going to deal with, but I know that once we get a certain amount of number, they can't ignore us. So we're not going to let them keep ignoring us. We are going to keep pushing forward. So while you're at it, also make sure you're following us on Twitter. We'd love to get to 500,000 on Twitter. We have 500,000 subscribers on YouTube. So if all of y'all went over to Twitter as well, you guys would just help us. There are so many different social media platforms, and it's important to have a large base on all of them. It just helps us get the word out. The more people that see what's going on here and see this red wave, this enthusiasm, the better that it's going to be for President Trump and the campaign. It's just going to allow people to know they're not alone. They don't have to be scared. They don't have to be sad or worried. They do have to get out and vote. They do have to spread this enthusiasm and let other people know what's going on. But we are working so hard here, and we are almost entirely viewer funded. So we rely on your donations to keep us going from rally to rally location. I hate my voice. Let's silence that. It's my least favorite thing. From rally to rally. So there are a number of ways you can donate. The first one being that YouTube super chat. I'm going to jump in and read some more of those. I've got it open right now. We have 31,000 people. The first one being a great one. We have Ryan Lowe, who donated $4.99 and said, "I love you, Liz," and of course President Trump. So thank you so much, Ryan. A lot of people are saying my glasses are too big for my face. I'm aware of that, especially when I'm looking down trying to read my phone. So I know you guys, just bear with me, they are what I have. We have Glenn Kagan, who said, "LA and California need help from POTUS and Patriots, red wave coming." We have 777 in euros, who said, "Share the stream so we can get more viewers. Greetings from Germany. I don't want China to be the world's leader." Nor do we, my friends. We have Chance Vlogs, who said, "A lot of people here donate to help spread the truth. RSB Network is the best news network." We have JC Brigda, who donated 50 euros as well. AM Star with $9.99 said, "Keep up the great work." MAGA, we will win. Eric Million said, oh, I read that one earlier. So thank you. Let's get some more coming in. Happy to, and what I'm reading right now are the YouTube super chat donations. So if you want a shout out or you want to just support us, you can click that $sign in the bottom right hand corner of the YouTube super chat, and I am happy to read those out. Also, if you have questions, make sure you tag me at Liz Willis in the YouTube super chat. I have my phone, I'm reading it, you guys, so I'm not trying to ignore y'all. This is my way. We don't have a teleprompter or any of that fancy stuff. We just want to interact with you guys as much as we possibly can and communicate with you guys what's going on here from point A to point B. Thank you, Spotcom. Evan, hello, shout out. Oh, you guys, thank you. Absolutely right. Jeff Scott said Twitter and Facebook are taking away our constitutional rights of free speech. You're so correct. It's absurd. They don't even try to hide it anymore. It's blatantly obvious, and it's disgusting. It should scare, like I said, scare the hell out of you guys. This is not okay to be happening in the land of the free, the United States of America. It should be the last country that this ever happens in, and I think we need to do something. But for now, all I know that we can do is continue to support each other, follow all the patriots that you know, follow people that have similar mindset that want to protect our Constitution and defend our civil liberties. So that's my advice right now. Help support small independent media networks like Right Side Broadcast Network. The crowd is getting excited. Looks like we're going to have an Air Force One arrival. Am I blind? Actually, I know I am. Oh, I see it. I see the lights. Just behind me right now, so our camera's not going to be able to... We might have to try. We're going to try and turn this around. We're going to have to do a complete 180. So shout out to our cameraman for making this happen for you guys. Again, complete 180. We're going to watch Air Force One come in hot here in Greenville, North Carolina. While we're watching her beautiful approach, I'll finish. Don't forget, this is your time to get those donations in. The second way is by going to our website. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, you can donate via our website at www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. The third way, and a lot of people like this, is a non-electronic way, so you can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, Suite 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. And those are three of the main ways you can donate. But we also have an incredible partner today. So aside from everything else I've asked you today, a million things. I'm like, follow us, support us, subscribe, comment. We have to have this, you guys. I'm sorry for asking a million times, but it's like, it's so necessary, especially as a media network, and a lot of you have already done it. But we have to continue spreading the word. We have to continue growing and fighting, and we cannot just sit idly by and let the Communist Socialist Party take over our great country. We are fighting tooth and nail, and this is the best way we know how. So thank you for your support. Thank you for donating, and hopefully your support our partners over at Disney Coins. They are a precious metals company specializing in copper and silver coins. They have 2 new designs every single month. They come in 2-ounce coins, 3-ounce coins, 1-ounce coins, 2-ounce coins, 4-ounce silver bars, keychains, you name it, they've got it. Absolutely incredible designs, all highlighting different moments from President Trump's administration. There's Melania, Conan the Hero Dog, the southern border, President Trump meeting with Kim Jong-un at the demilitarized zone. Here at RSBN, we are collecting all of them, and we hope that you will join us by collecting them as well. Make sure you tag RSBN in your photos, and we will be happy to repost them as they come. Make sure to use code RSBN at checkout as well for a percentage off your order. Ladies and gentlemen, what you're seeing right now is the back of a man's t-shirt, but Air Force One, Air Force One is wheels down in Greenville, North Carolina. Again, Air Force One, wheels down, Greenville, North Carolina. President Trump, a busy man, but nonetheless, he is coming to see us today, and we're excited to hear what he has to say. We're almost finished up. Check them out, www.disneycoins.com. Use code RSBN at checkout, and they're doing a massive MAGA giveaway. You can enter between now and the presidential election on November 3rd. The more entries, the more coins they're giving out. So this is the perfect opportunity to get some free Christmas gifts to give away. You got some liberal friends. This will be the perfect white elephant gift to give out MAGA coins. I mean, that's actually hilarious. I just thought of it. I'm doing that to every white elephant Christmas party gift exchange that I'm going to. But again, www.disneycoins.com. Support them, support Right Side. We have to support each other. That is the only way we're going to get through this. We have to reach out to each other, connect on different levels, support each other, and we're going to get through this, you guys. We're going to get 4 more years. Jumping back into the YouTube Super Chat, 36,000 people. I want to say thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Also, a selfish probably, plug. Please make sure you guys follow me as well. My personal accounts, I am trying to grow them. It's difficult as well. I am trying to figure out a happy medium between my personal life and politics without scaring away my friends from a previous life before I was so involved in conservative politics. But I think I do a great job of, having some common ground, and I want you guys to be there with me. So follow me please on Instagram. I have already lost so many from posting my job, but I know you guys can help me make up for that. Instagram is at Liz Willis, LIZWILLIS. I'm going to continue to post these rallies because it's incredible that I get to travel the country and see the President of the United States speaking. So you'll see some special behind the scenes shots there. I'm also on Twitter, trying to grow that one as well. My Twitter handle is at Liz Willis, LIZWILLIS. So those are my 2 main social media platforms, and I am going to be posting a lot between now and November 3rd from all of my different rally campaign stops, and hopefully you guys will be able to join me on this incredible adventure covering President Trump's 2020 campaign, working hard for 4 more years. We see her right now, Air Force One taxiing up right behind us. And I actually don't see the stairs that they normally would use, so maybe they are behind the risers, but generally Air Force One will taxi right up behind the stage, so that's what we can expect. Ladies and gentlemen who are just now tuning in, it's currently 1:23 p.m. You're watching this live. We're here in Greenville, North Carolina, where President Trump's rally is scheduled to begin technically 23 minutes ago, but as you can see, we are waiting because any minute now Air Force One will park right behind this stage. President Trump will deboard, and we're going to get going. We're going to have some rally remarks that we are excited to hear. President Trump loves North Carolina, it's evident. Of course, we have his daughter-in-law, Laura Trump, who is a North Carolina girl. Hopefully she'll be here today. She always does a great job of hyping up the crowd. She might be busy. I know the campaign, this is a crazy time for everyone, but nonetheless, a beautiful moment. Bear with me. I gotta get a shot of this for my Instagram account. I know, we're very, very much so live right now. But I love Air Force One. An unhealthy amount. I have yet to get tired of seeing her arrive. So we are... All right, cool. Got it, you guys. Thanks for bearing with me. Again, gonna jump into the YouTube super chat now and see what we've got going on. We are moments away. President Air Force One is parking. A gorgeous shot of Air Force One right behind the stage here today. Gonna be a good day for our cameraman. I think he enjoys those optics. He's great with lighting and just making sure that shot is angled up perfectly. The crowd is already chanting. We've got USA chants happening right now. 39,000 people watching. So thank you all for tuning in. This is free for you guys to watch. Why not share it? The steps are coming. Normally they have these steps kind of parked prior to Air Force One landing. So I was worried they want to be parking Air Force One, but looks like they're lining them up right now. They're gonna, for those of you who are tuning in, they're gonna deboard right from left. So back door is gonna be the staff, the press pool, etc. The campaign staffers, White House staffers, press pool. They're gonna get off first, and then finally they are going to move to the front door. That is where President Trump will disembark Air Force One, and that is when the rally is really gonna get exciting because, let's see, I think God Bless the USA is gonna be playing. He's gonna be excited. He's gonna take that stage, and he'll conclude with YMCA. So maybe we'll get some of those dances everyone's enjoying lately, but we will see. Again, we are just seconds away. RSBN, for those of you who have just found us, we always get new viewers, but we are going to live stream this in its entirety. We're not going to cut out. You don't have to worry about talking heads talking over President Trump or analyzing it while he's speaking. Really no need for us to do that. You guys have brains, and I'm pretty sure you can figure out for yourselves whether or not you liked his message. So we are going to point our cameras as soon as that man opens up the door, and I'm going to step aside, and we are going to have from the audio box. You're going to hear President Trump's speech in its entirety. This is something that mainstream media for some reason can't grasp the concept of doing, but that's fine. More viewers for us. So hopefully you guys enjoy that here with us today. Let's see if we've gotten our Instagram follower count up yet. I'll check it in just a minute. But we're definitely getting that viewership count up. Hopefully, let's say our goal is going to be 60. No, we'll do 50,000. It's middle of the day. I want to get at least 50,000 concurrent viewers today. So make sure you're sharing the stream. If you don't mind, copy and pasting the stream on your Facebook, on your Twitter, on your Instagram, wherever you can link it. Let's get this out there. Help us plug it. You guys are social media warriors, whether you know it or not. You have a platform, you have a presence, and you can use it. That's something I've been learning over the past few years. I think, it doesn't matter. I don't have that many followers, but it does matter. If we can change one person, if we can get one person to go to the polling booths on November 3rd or for early voting, we are making a difference. You guys can help us make a difference. So thank you for being there. Don't forget, let's get those, we are going to check for those donations and see what's rolling in right now. We're already at 42,000. So actually, these are great numbers, really exciting numbers to have here today, especially a middle of the day rally. We have $20 who said from Dan Johnson. He said, "What a great job you have, Liz. Thanks to you, RSBN, and all law and order American patriots. We are truly on the right side. On the right side, Dan and Buddy Johnson." I know, I have the best job in the world, and I have it for what, 2 more weeks? I'm heartbroken. I'm literally gonna cry when I don't get to see President Trump every day and when I don't have Joe Steels as my boss. I've already told him I'm gonna miss that. But let's see, maybe we can make an media empire out of this and keep going for 4 more years covering his events in the White House. That would be a dream come true. $20 from Karen Saffron, so thank you very much. Michael Fuller said Liz is a peach. Thanks to all of you at RSBA, and Andy Wentz donated $4.99. $4.99 from Mike Cabana. Oh, I could use a cabana right now. So thank you, RSBN. First Trump 2020, and then time to turn California red again. Absolutely. We already read that one. $49.99 from Patricia Driver. Said this is an awesome site. Sick of the news channels. Thank you, Patricia, and what a beautiful name. My mother and my sister have that name. Another $19.99 from Mike Cabana. Lucy Martinez donated $20. So thank you so much, Lucy. Easy Brigda, 50 euros. And the Donald Discord, again. So thank you guys for your donations. And for 45,000 people watching, we are thrilled to have you guys. I'm personally thrilled. I was telling our CEO, Joe Seals, earlier, I was like, I'm nervous. It's a 1 p.m. rally. What if nobody tunes in? You guys, I don't know why I ever doubt this. You guys are rock stars. You help us to shatter goals, accomplish dreams, and continue to make this the best country in the world. So it looks like the press pool and the staff has disembarked. The front door is open. I'm sure the camera, I can't see what you guys can see, but most likely is fixed on that shot, and we are waiting. The military honors are waiting at the bottom of the steps where they will wait for President Trump, and we're just going to wait here with you guys. So you guys have truly the best seat in the house. The people standing on the ground probably don't even know what they're looking at besides the back of someone else's head. So those with the camera, you guys are lucky. Behind the computer screens. Let's see how many we have. My phone is frozen, so maybe that's a good sign. Hope it's a good sign. It's super frozen, you guys. Bear with me. In the meantime, one last shout out. Gotta say, Disney Coins, they've been incredible. Our partner, Precious Metals, they do coins, silver, copper, all different sizes, all different designs. www.disneycoins.com. Enter their giveaway too. There's a giveaways tab. It's completely free. www.disneycoins.com. They want to give away thousands of coins. They pay for shipping too, so check it out. And get your donations in for Brightside Broadcasting Network. While we're waiting for POTUS, check out our website, www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. We are almost entirely viewer funded. We do not have large investors. We don't have stockholders. We have nothing. He's going to be on this one.
That looks like him right there.
He's not going to enter that way. Promise.
Oh,
You see the left has the presidential seal.
oh, gotcha. I just
So
thought that was him.
a moment. He will be right there. You can see the presidential seal on the left door. 2 sets of stairs, but maybe finishing up some work, checking out his YouTube to look up RSB Network and see how many people are out here. He's getting a good shot of Air Force One right now. So President Trump, if you're watching this right now, checking out that huge crowd size, today would be a great day for you to give Right Side Broadcasting Network a shout out. We work very hard for you, and despite all the money in the world, I think the one thing we want most is a shout out from President Trump during a rally. When you say those cameras don't pan the crowds, sir, there is one camera that always does pan these crowds. It's our specialty. It's RSBN. We respect you so much, and we are going to continue to pan these crowds. And if you want to talk to that White House Correspondents Association and get us a press pass, that would be cool too. I mean, if we're just asking for favors at this point, I'd also really like to ride on Air Force One. But I'm done with my list of demands now. You can continue to do your thing. All right, 40, let's see. We are seconds away from President Trump disembarking Air Force One. We have 49,000 viewers watching right now. It is 1:33 p.m. Eastern Time. Almost at 50,000, which was my goal for the day. So thrilled to have 50,000 people watching. Most likely that's going to be more than any other of the mainstream media outlets combined. If you don't believe me, look it out on their YouTube channels. We are the best, and we take a lot of pride in that. We have worked so unbelievably hard. At times we'd only even be able to send one cameraman, and that's it. One camera, one cameraman, but we work so hard to get you the angles, the shots, the commentary, and start to finish. We're not just going to turn it on when he takes the stage, but you can also see the crowd, hours before, and see that they continue to stand and see their excitement, the children they bring in, and the groups of families that come together to show their support.
The President of the United States.
Thank you. Let's see. It's 1:30. This is a hell of a crowd for 1:30 in the afternoon. Thank you. Great state. It's fantastic to be back in North Carolina with thousands of loyal, hardworking American patriots. 19 days from now. Think of that. 19 days. You believe this? We're going to win the state of North Carolina. We're going to win. This election is a simple choice. If Biden wins, China wins. You see what's going on? And when we win, North Carolina wins and America wins. It's very simple. For the last 47 years, Joe Biden's betrayed the workers of North Carolina through one act of economic treachery after another. And now you see what's happening. They got caught stealing, folks. Biden's a servant of the wealthy donors and globalists and special interests who got rich, bleeding America dry, taking your jobs from North Carolina and every other place and moving them out of the country, and we turned it around. You got to remember that. These corrupt forces, they don't see our nation as a protector of its citizens, but as a vehicle for personal profit and power at your expense. And you see it happening right now. They hold everyone in contempt, and they always put the American worker last. And that's what's happened until I came along. In fact, it's the primary reason I came along, if you think about it. They keep their jobs while outsourcing your jobs to other countries that you've never even heard about. They build walls for themselves while forcing your family to suffer the consequences of illegal immigration, drugs, and crime. And you know it very well over here. For 5 decades, Joe Biden shipped away your jobs, shut down your factories, threw open your borders, and ravaged our cities while sacrificing American blood and treasure in endless foreign wars. And you know, they're all coming back. They're almost back. Our great soldiers. Our great soldiers. Countries you never even heard about. He's the embodiment of the political class that enriched itself while draining the economic life and soul out of our country. Yesterday we learned from newly released emails, and I want to thank the New York Post for showing real bravery, that Joe Biden has been blatantly lying about his involvement in his son's corrupt business dealings. Joe Biden is a corrupt politician, and he has been corrupt for many years, and everybody in Washington knew it. And just now, a little while ago, a news story shows up that Hunter made a deal with a wealthy Chinese business magnate for $10 million a year for introductions only. Introductions. I don't know. Will you take $10 million a year to introduce people? Yeah, to introduce Dad. Dad, say hello. And by the way, Dad, give them everything they want, okay? Give them everything they want, Dad. Hunter also referred to another more lasting and lucrative arrangement with the same Chinese businessman that would be so much more interesting to me and my family. That's what he said. That's a quote. These deals were made at the same time Joe Biden was letting China steal your jobs and take away your factories. If Biden is elected, the United States will be owned by China. But we don't have to worry about it, because I can't believe it's going to happen. He's shot, just so we understand. We cannot have a leader that's just about half shot. Can we believe we're even fighting against this guy? But you know what? They're a powerful party. They're a very corrupt party. They're in bed with the media, the fake news right back there. And totally protected by big tech. If I said what he said, they'd be calling for me out of there in 24 hours. What this guy has said. 2 days ago, he said, I'm running for the United States Senate. That's the third time he said it. I'm running for the... Now, that's not look, that's not like a regular mistake. You can make a mistake. He said that, and he said other things, but we won't even get into it. This is crazy. This is the craziest race. You know what? I'm running against the worst candidate in the history of presidential politics, and if I lose, it puts more pressure. I wish he was good. I wish he was good. I'd have less pressure. You know, I mean, how do you lose to a guy like this? How do you lose to a guy like this? Ay, ay, ay. And by the way, we're leading in North Carolina. Poll just came out. I think we're leading everywhere where people are intelligent, actually. And we just got to report the lines are through the roof on areas that would more typically vote for us. I'm trying to be diplomatic when I say that. Thank you. But this election is a matter of national security. It really is. We can't let this happen. It's a matter of national security. The Bidens got rich while America got robbed. Now big tech, you see what's going on with big tech? Is censoring these stories to try and get Biden out of this impossible jam. He's in a big jam. You know, his son left his laptop at some place, fixed my laptop. He forgot to pick it up. The guy from the laptop, it looks like he saw it. He said, wow, this is really criminal stuff. He brought it to the FBI. Can you believe this? This could only happen to me and the people of North Carolina, though. This could only happen to us. Can you imagine he's fixing a laptop? He says, this is really bad stuff. I think I'll bring it into law enforcement. Anyway, they've got it. They've got a lot of them. I hear they have stuff coming out you won't even believe. Yeah, you'll believe it. He and his family are crooked, and they were caught. They got caught. Now they're being protected by big tech. And if big tech persists in coordination with the mainstream media, we must immediately strip them of their Section 230 protection. Okay, it's very simple. And we all believe in freedom of the press, but don't forget, big tech got something years ago that let them become big tech. They got total protection. They don't get sued. They don't get anything. They're totally protected. So the government gave that. So that takes away that little feeling that, oh, gee, we can't talk to them about freedom of the press, etc. No, we're going to take away their Section 230 unless they shape up. And believe it or not, even the Democrats agree. Of course, the only problem we have when they say that we're against, it's like the wall. You know, we're building the wall. It's going up. It was so hard. It was so hard getting that done. There was very few people could have gotten that done. We're up over 400 miles, but here's what's happened. I just think back. All I had to say is we will not build the wall. They would have given me so much money. I had to say we were building it, but we got it going, and we have the safest southern border we've ever had, so that's all. In 2016, North Carolina voted to fire this corrupt and decrepit political establishment, and you elected an outsider as president of the United States who put America first. Now, we've done a job. We've done a great job, and it's been amazing. And our comeback, you know, nobody's ever done anything like what we did, and then we got hit by the China plague. Shouldn't have let it happen. And we're now coming back at a level that nobody's ever seen before. Nobody thought it was possible. They thought we'd be at 42% unemployment. We just hit 7.8%. Can you believe it? Now, we were at 3.5%. I even went to North Carolina. I needed a good chief of staff. I said, where is he? Where's Mark Meadows? Where's Mark? Where's Mark? Come here, Mark. Come here. Can you imagine I had to go to North Carolina to find my chief of staff? He's great. No, he's done a great job. He's done a great job. And he followed me, and I said, you know what? I just tested positive. He didn't care. He was in that helicopter. Hey, he's from North Carolina. What can I say? He's great. Doing a great job. You elected me to restore the principle that's a nation's first duty, and it's to its own citizens. We're about our country, right? I'm president of our country. We're not president of the world. We're not president of the world. USA. So if I don't sound like a typical Washington politician, it's because I'm not a politician. And if I don't always seem to be playing by the rules of the Washington establishment, it's because I was elected to fight for you harder than any other president has ever fought for our country's people. And right now I'm fighting to eradicate the virus, and we're doing really a good job. We're rounding the turn. You see what's going on in Europe? It's flaming up. These characters back there that say, well, look at Europe. Well, I'll tell you what, go take a look. Go take a look. No, we're doing a great job. We're doing a great job. They didn't give the credit. I don't want the credit. But our vice president worked 24 hours a day. Mike Pence. And we had a lot of governors. They worked with us, but we had some that were really good and some that were really not so good. I'll let you know. One day I'll write a little book and I'll tell you who the good ones were. But we made a lot of people look good. We've done a great job, and we have some incredible statistics. But we want to rebuild the economy, and that's happening quickly. We have the greatest economy we've ever had. Think of it. Now, we closed it down. We saved 2 million lives by closing it down. We closed it down, and now we're building it back up. And by the way, North Carolina, tell your governor, open up your state, open up your schools. Right? They'll announce on November 4th, ladies and gentlemen, we're opening up North Carolina. And by the way, Pennsylvania, you know, we've been suing a lot of states that are run by Democrats, right? I always call them high crime. But the fact is, that's where the crime is. But, you know, we've been suing a lot of people, and we just won in Michigan against what she did was terrible. I mean, she did. It's like a prison warden. And so Michigan, we won on constitutional basis. They have to open it up. You got to open this one up. I mean, the people want to get back. The kids want to be back in school. 99.9%. Like you heard yesterday, they announced, you know, my Baron, my tall Baron. He's very tall. My beautiful Baron, handsome. He is handsome. But my beautiful Baron had it. He recovered like so fast. I said, wait a minute. How long did that take? They have the strongest immune systems. They're better than all of us. That's what they are. They're kids for some reason. But we've learned about this disease. You got to open up your businesses, open up your schools, get it going. We have incredible therapeutics. We have incredible drugs. We have, in my opinion, a cure, because I took something Regeneron. It was, you know, highly sophisticated stuff. The antibodies, and Eli Lilly makes an incredible drug. And what we've done is incredible. This has all been over the last 6 months. It's all happened. We got the FDA for fast approvals. They would have taken years and years, and they're doing it. They came to me and won, sir, this will take approximately 2 years. I said, nope, I need it approved tomorrow. They said, that's not good. We got it. We got it. But this is the most important election in the history of our country. Joe Biden has made a corrupt bargain in exchange for his party's nomination. He has handed control of the socialists. I mean, he's given control of this party, the Democrats. They used to be like normal people. Now they're socialists, Marxists, communists. That's right. You said it. I didn't say it. Communists. And some people would say far left lunatics. Look at the Green New Deal. Well, don't clap too hard. Go out and vote. We'll clap later. Because these people are crazy. If he wins, the radical left will be running the country because they're addicted to power, and God help us if they win. We won't have our country anymore, and it'll never be able to come back. They never do. You know, if you look at 20 years ago, Venezuela had oil, had wealth, had the less than 20 years ago, had everything. Now they don't have water, they don't have food, they don't have medicine. They have nothing but killing all over their streets. This happened in a short period of time, and it's the same ideology. You see it. The Democrat Party talks about decency and decorum while they demonize cancel. You know the word cancel, right? They want to cancel your culture and persecute anyone who refuses to bend to their will. I don't think they like me too much, do they? They don't like me too much. Thank you. That's really an honor. That's an honor. You know why? Because those words, nobody has ever heard them at a political event. I liked Ronald Reagan, and they'd say, we like you, Ronald Reagan, but nobody's ever heard those words, right? We love you. No, seriously, what politician has ever heard those words? I've never said those words. And that happens, and I consider that a great honor, and thank you very much. But the Democrats smear decent Americans as racist, slander our nation as evil, indoctrinate our children, and incite anti-American riots on our streets that we could control in 25 minutes, as we did in Minneapolis, as we do wherever we go. But they have to invite us in. By law, they have to invite us in. We want to go to Portland so bad. That one would take 15 minutes to set. 15 minutes. And the man that shot another innocent man, this was an innocent man shot, killed, instantly killed. I said, what happened? Well, we haven't arrested him. 2 days, 3 days went by. We sent in the U.S. Marshals. Took 15 minutes, it was over. 15 minutes, it was over. We got him. They knew who he was. They didn't want to arrest him. In 15 minutes, that ended. Anyway, and they called themselves peaceful protesters. You know, in theory, we're not supposed to be. And look at all the masks. You know, they keep saying nobody wears masks. Wear the masks. Although then they come out with things today. Did you see CDC? That 85% of the people wearing the mask catch it, okay? Then you have my friend, and he's a nice guy, Tony Fauci. He's a nice guy. He said, this is not a threat. This is not a problem. Don't worry about this. No one's a problem. It's the craziest thing. Then he said, do not wear a mask. Do not wear a mask under any circumstances. Don't wear a mask. Don't, right? So we don't wear a mask. Then they say, oh, wear a mask. I never saw it. Do you ever see any conflicts? But he's a nice guy, so I keep him around, right? We'll keep him around. He's a Democrat. Everybody knows that. He's Cuomo's friend. Cuomo did the worst job of any governor in the United States. Almost 40,000 people died, more. And 11,000 at least. And, you know, I gave him this big convention center, 2,800 beds. He didn't use it. I gave him a ship. I gave him the great hospital ship, meant for wars. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of incredible, you have to see the ship. I've been on it many times. It's incredible. They didn't use it. Instead, they sent sick people back into nursing homes, right? It's a disgrace. The Democrat Party is ashamed of America. The Republican Party is proud of America. And that's a big difference. Big difference. Thank you. So, you know, I'm being set up tonight, right? So I'm doing this town hall with Concast, C-O-N, right? Con, because it's a con job, Concast, C-O-N, not C-O-M, C-O-N, cast. So I'm doing it, and it's NBC, the worst, home of Sleepy Eyes, Chuck Todd, and some others. And they gave Lester Holt, he's a beauty, they gave Joe Biden a week ago a town hall, and it was meant for children. In fact, speaking of Barron Trump, fully recovered in like a record time, Barron Trump would do great on that show because he's a young child. They asked him questions that a child could answer, any child. A smart child, not such a smart child. And they got taken apart. You know, it was a joke. It was a joke. And so they asked me if I do it, and I figured, what the hell, we get a free hour on television. And we have Savannah Guthrie. She's always lovely, isn't she? But I figure, why not? What's the difference in tone between what they did to this guy that can't put two sentences together and what they do to me? But with me, it's our life. We know what we're doing, and we just go on and we do it. But they're doing him on ABC. And actually, I'd like to watch him because I want to see if he can make it through the program. And honestly, they'll be so soft. George Stephanopoulos, I did him a couple of weeks ago, was fine. His questions were unfair. They said that the audience is neutral. Turned it out that they only had never-Trumpers in there, but these are minor, little minor facts. Well, that happened with the other guy, too. It was supposed to be neutral. It turned out that they were all like big Democrats, right? Big Democrats. Because you know what? The fake news media is corrupt, okay? It's corrupt. And we've shown it so many times. So I'll see you later on NBC. I look forward to it. We're going to be doing it from Miami, where we're doing very well in Florida, too, by the way. We just got numbers back. Doing very well. And the senior citizens are liking us, I think, more and more every day. Every day they see what we're doing, every single day. But we're going to be doing that from Florida, so you watch tonight, if you want to have a little entertainment, watch. Let's just see. I just want to see the tone of the way they treated this character and the way they treat us. It's not me, it's us. The way they treat us. So the candidate whose supporters are burning American flags, and I say all the time, let's put in some kind of a major resolution. You burn an American flag, you spend 1 year in jail. Do it. That's where the politicians are weak. That's the politicians could do this. That's where they're weak, the politicians. And I think it lost 5-4 in the Supreme Court. Now we have a different Supreme Court. Hey, by the way, can you imagine? We're going to have 3 in one term, which is a record. A record. 2 terms, without ever having to pick a Supreme Court. I have 3 in the first term. Their heads are exploding. These people can't believe it. You know what? Our friends over here, they can't believe what's happening, I'll tell you. But we have 3, and how good is Amy? How good is Amy? Right? It's happening. They said, he should not be able to do this. I said, why? I'm in my 4th year. He should not be allowed to do it. But then they have a quote from Justice Ginsburg talking about, I guess it was Obama, right? That, well, wait a minute, he's elected for 4 years. He's not elected for 3 years. That didn't help them. That didn't help their cause. No, we got it done. It looks like it's going to be done very soon. They have a 1-week period where they sit, but they're getting out of committee. And it's very exciting. And I'll tell you what, she's been flawless. She hasn't made a mistake. She's toying with those Democrat evil people. They're evil. The way they treated Justice Kavanaugh was one of the greatest disgraces. I've never seen anything like it. And I've watched a lot of unfair things. I get treated that way all the time, okay? But I want to tell you, I've never seen anything like it, the way they went after Justice Kavanaugh. With false accusations and everything else, it's a disgrace. But they're not playing that card here. They're not playing that card. At least so far, they're not. But we'll be watching very closely. But she's been spectacular. She's getting rave reviews. She's a great intellect. Her professor, who was a great professor many years, said the single greatest student that he's ever had. That meant something to me. It's always nice. As long as you're doing it, you might as well put smart people. Now they'll say, he discriminates. He discriminates against others. Now, I'd like to have smart people on the Supreme Court. And she's been great. But the candidate whose supporters are tearing down our statues is not going to deliver any civility. And by the way, we solve every problem. And these are Democrat, radical left usually, but Democrat areas that are having these high crimes. The Republicans are doing fantastically well. Remember it. No cash bail. They do things that nobody could even conceive of. And they're out of control. But you know what's going to bring it all together? Success. Because we were bringing it all together. Before the plague came in from China, it should never happened. They shouldn't have let it happen. They let it happen. We're not forgetting. They'll pay for it. But before the plague came in from China, well, Biden's not going to make them pay. No, he's going to get cash. They pay his son a lot of money. What's he going to do? Say, hey, you shouldn't do this? And that's true. That's like common sense. Look at the money they've taken out of China. I'll tell you what, he really is. He's a corrupt politician. Just remember it. And I'm going to say it more and more. And Facebook and all can try and shut us down. But you know what? Everybody knows it. You don't have a kid who gets thrown out of the military, hasn't got a job for a long time. His father becomes the vice president, and now this kid's going into every country, walking away with millions of dollars from every country with no talent, no skill, no expertise, and the press doesn't want to cover it because they're corrupt. Is that true? I mean, how true is that? And then you look at the way Joe Biden lives. He lives on a politician's salary for his whole life, 47 years, right? And he lives in these beautiful houses all over the place. I haven't seen him, but he's a politician, and you're not supposed to live like you've made $20 million a year. So he's corrupt as hell, and everyone knows it. Joe Biden and the Democrat socialists will kill your job, and that's what they've done. They've killed your jobs. Dismantle your police departments, and that's what they're doing. Dissolve your borders. Release criminal aliens. Raise your taxes by 4 times. And how about this? How about the fracking? There will be no fracking. That's what everybody was against because, the super radical left primaries, right? There will be no fracking. Here's Biden. No, I said there will be. How many times do I have to say it? There will be no fracking. Now he gets a nomination. The following day, he said, no, there will be fracking. And I said, okay, he's going to get killed by the media on this. They never even asked him the question. I hope you're watching Pennsylvania because you will lose 1 million fracking jobs almost immediately. Because you know what? Joe has no control. Crazy Bernie and all these maniacs. But we were coming together really well. I was getting calls from people that normally I wouldn't want, and they wouldn't want me. And they're saying, it's amazing. We had the best unemployment numbers we've ever had. We had 160 million people working. Think about it. 160 million. We were never even close. We were beating China at a level that they've never been beaten before. I was charging them tariffs. They didn't know what the hell to do. And they were always going to overtake us in 2019. If you go back 15, 20 years, 10 years, China was always going to overtake us. 2019. Well, in 2019, we became much, much bigger. And we were way overtaking them, and they weren't even close to overtaking us. It was just the opposite. But we were coming together as a country because everything was good. Hispanic Americans, African Americans, Asian Americans, women, people with diplomas, people without diplomas, people with no high school education, PhDs from MIT. Everybody was coming together. And then we had the plague. But that's going to bring us together again because you had your best year in the history of your state. You had the best year last year. The history of your state. You're going to have a better year coming up. This is going to be a better year. And watch your third quarter. Watch your third quarter. But the radical Democrats will confiscate your guns, destroy your suburbs. I keep hearing about the suburban women. The American dream, it is. I let you have the American dream. I wiped out a regulation that will destroy the suburbs. You know that? You know about that. I wiped it out, right? They don't want to have a project built next to their beautiful house, right? So why is it that the fake news keeps saying that women aren't going to like Trump? I think, you know what women want more than anything else? They want safety, security, and they want to be able to have their houses and leave me alone, right? The suburban woman. And then early on, before I realized it wasn't politically correct, sorry folks, haven't been doing this too long, I said, the suburban housewife loves Trump. And they went, by the way, the women, they loved it. Does anybody mind that term? Is that a bad term? You know, the only people that minded it, those people with the cameras. Look at them. Look how innocent they look, and they're not innocent. They're not innocent. The enemy of the people. I call them the enemy of the people. But anyway, so the suburban women should love Trump. Now, this is the same thing this is like a carbon copy of what happened last time. Not nearly as bad. Remember, you had 9 states. I was going to lose all of them the day before. And they were just wrong a little bit. I won all of them. So I was going to lose all 9. They said, this will be a horrible evening for Donald Trump. That wasn't President Trump. That was Donald Trump. This evening will be over very shortly. Then we win Florida. We win North Carolina, by the way. We win South Carolina. We win Georgia. We ran the coast. We just ran it one after another. And remember it said, I had this little crazy chart on NBC. And that's when the people started crying that worked there. My God, what am I going to tell my wife after 2.5 years of saying he's not going to make it? And remember it said 3%. I had a 3% chance, right? So it's a 3%. Then we won Utah. Remember, we were supposed to lose Utah. We only won by 22 points, you know. Very accurate. But so we win Utah. So it goes 3%, 5%, 8%, 12%, 21%. Now they're saying, man, that number is getting bad up there. That little number. Then it started getting smaller, you know, because they made the number small, but the number was actually getting bigger. 21%, 25%. Then we won a place called North Carolina. So it went from 25 to 32%. Right? Do you remember that evening? Wasn't that great evening? Started off with Ohio, remember? You cannot win unless you win the great state of Ohio. I heard that for a year. And then we won Ohio by 8 points. Everyone said, nobody wins it by 8. By the way, we're doing better there now than we did 4 years ago. And the great Jim Jordan and all those guys. So we won by 8 points, and that was the beginning. They said, wait a minute, not only did he won by a lot, but that was like the little signal as to what's happening. So then it goes to like 25, then 31, 35. Now we hit the 42. So now I have a 42 chance of winning, and I'm looking at all these other states, and I'm leading in most of them, right? We won 32 or 34 states. So it goes 34, 38, and now they're going, oh, what's going on here? And remember the guy, right? John King at CNN? And he's good with the board. I like it, you know, he got nice action, but, you know, wasn't so good that night. He was shaking. And he's going, well, okay, well, look, this is not looking good. This is not good. I don't know. And now he's a nervous mess, right? And he's going, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Who's there, Heather? Oh, Hammer, Bill Hammer. Well, Bill Hammer's a good guy, right? Bill Hammer's a good guy. Oh, he said Hammer's better. I agree with that. Hammer's better. Hammer's a good guy. But you know what? It's very interesting. So then we go from 42 to 48, 54, 60, 64, then 71. This is in our favor. Then 78. Then you see all the people screaming and crying. And the most beautiful convention center. They had that. Remember, they had the earth that was shaped like the United States. And they had the podium on the state of Florida out there hanging out over. And I looked, I said, you know, I said to our great First Lady, I said, First Lady, that is the most beautiful looking thing I've ever seen, the way they had it. They spent a fortune. But they knew something was wrong because they went to Grucci, right? And they were on the river at the convention center. And they had a big display of 4th of July, the whatever the hell it is, right? The fireworks. And they paid a lot of money. But now they had to pay $7 million. They owed $7 million to Grucci, and they were all set to do it, and then they decided to cancel. So I then called up Grucci. I said, listen, it's way far away from my location, but I'll give you $1 million, okay? I tried to buy their fireworks. I figured I'd give New York have a little fun. But I'll never forget that beautiful, and it looks so beautiful, 5 o'clock, it's beautiful. They're all looking like, oh, they're going to have a big evening. And by 8 o'clock in the evening, you watch these people. Remember the woman screaming? You know the one I'm screaming. How about her? You think she's a reasonable person to deal with? And she was screaming, they're screaming. And it was, and they talked about the glass ceiling, right? The woman breaking the glass ceiling. And it didn't work out that way. The glass ceiling broke her, but there will be a woman that breaks the glass ceiling. It just won't be Hillary. And you know who else it won't? You know who else it won't be? It won't be Kamala. Won't be. It won't be Kamala, but we worry about her. I'm very concerned about her because, as you probably just heard, just before I walked out, 2 of the people that travel with her, her chief of staff and somebody else in the plane with her all the time, they have been tested positive for COVID-19. So we extend our best wishes, right? Right? Yes? We extend our best wishes. We extend our best, which is more than they did to me, but that's okay. That's okay. So let's see what happens. I mean, it's a tricky thing. It's dust. It's a little tricky thing. Masks, no masks, everything. You can do all you want, but you know, you still need help from the boss. We need help from the boss. That's what happens. We need help. All right? Yeah, we need help. It's all right to say it. Now, they'll criticize me for that. How dare he say that? How dare he say that? No, I'll say it. I'll say it. I'll say it. Somebody said to me the other day, you're the most famous person in the world by far. I said, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. They said, yes, you are. I said, no. They said, who's more famous? I said, Jesus Christ. I'm not taking any chances. I'm not going to have an argument. Hey, I'm not having any arguments. Jesus Christ. I'm not going to take any chances. I'll give it, I guarantee. And let me look up and I'll say, and it's not even close. To defend our Constitution, I proudly nominated Amy Coney Barrett to the United States Supreme Court. It's been so popular. A lot of people said I got elected because of the United States Supreme Court. I don't know that it's true, but when I ran, you know, people knew who I was and all, but they didn't know too much about my politics, and they figured maybe I'm liberal, maybe I'm, who knows? They didn't know. And they weren't happy because they didn't know who I was going to appoint as a Supreme Court justice. You know, was I going to put a radical left person like he will put? He's got to give a list, by the way. Not only can he not pack the court, which would be horrible. Horrible for a country, for that institution. But he's got to give a list of 10, 12, 15, 20, 25 that he will only pick from. Because people have to be able to see who he's going to pick. You can't let somebody go up and put a crazy, radical left justice in the Supreme Court. So I'm going a step further than them. They don't press him much. How about if I said what he said? He said, no, I'm not going to say it. I'll tell him after the election. Oh, that's great. That's wonderful. And then these guys walk away. No. He's got to say about packing the court, but he's also got to say from what group will he pick? Give the names, because you have to know that. You have to know that. And, you know, they say that's what won me the election. I don't know if it's true, but a lot of people say because I came up and I was having a lot of, when I first went, had a lot of bite back, where people were saying, well, wait a minute, who's he going to pick as a Supreme Court judge? And I said to my people, who are some really great people, I said, give me the top 25, it was 20 and then ultimately expanded to 25 judges, lawyers, you know, a group of people. Give me the top 25 judges, etc., in the United States. I want the smartest, the best, the most brilliant, and I'm going to put them in a list. And I didn't know, I don't think, almost any of them. But these are the most respected people. They believe in a thing called the Constitution. Okay? which Biden's people won't believe in. You'll see some real beauties if they put in the truth, right? That's why they don't want to do that, because you couldn't win an election if you had to do that. So I said, give me the top 25. And then I went out and I played a little bit cute. I said, all right, I will pick somebody like these people. And you know what? That didn't play. They said, no, you have to pick one of these people, two of these people. And that's what I did. I said, all right, I'll do that. And they say that was 20 or 25 points in terms of the percentages of what I got was a big thing on the United States Supreme Court. Well, I've done it again. I've now taken my original list, and we had two great people put, as you know, Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Gorsuch. And by the way, nobody's ever suffered like Justice Kavanaugh, what he went through. Nobody. But we put Justice Kavanaugh, Justice Gorsuch. They're fantastic intellects, fantastic people. And now we have Amy to go along with it, and it's going to be unbelievable. Another week, they'll be voting. The full Senate will be voting. And I don't know what can stop it, because she's so good. It's a freight train, okay? But the fact is, so we'll have three. But you know what Joe Biden has to say? Who, if he has, because the next president, whoever it may be, it better be yes. Because if it's not, honestly, you will not have the same country. Because the next president, the next term, will have anywhere from 1, 2, 3, and even 4 picks. Very unusual. I was very unusual at 3. It's a record. But you know what? For a term. But you know what? The next could have, just by statistically, 1, 2, 3, or 4. So your whole court, as good as we're doing now, and if I didn't do this, you wouldn't even have a Second Amendment. You wouldn't have a Second Amendment. But if they put on 2, 3, or 4, that means they will override, and that's good for 30, 40, 50 years. And, you know, the judges, they go in young, and they last for a long time, which is nice. So Biden has to go out, and he has to not only talk about not packing the court, because anybody wants to pack the court shouldn't win. And Justice Ginsburg said that. She said, no, the 9, we're friendly, we get together, we're for the country. She said, she made the greatest case for 9. Once you get a big group of people, then you're into the Senate, you're into the House. You know, we've already got that, right? And this is a great institution, maybe our greatest institution, and we can't let some radical group of people destroy it. So, number 1, he can't pack the court, and number 2, he's got to explain one of 25 or 30 or 40 or 50 people. But he's got to put up a list of people from which he'll choose. And the voters have to know who those people are. And he can't get away with, I'll tell you after the election, and then destroy our country. He can't do it. So that's it. That's it. That's much more interesting than going off a teleprompter when you think of it. But no, but you got to say it. You got to say it like it is. So Biden's agenda would be a catastrophe for North Carolina seniors, and you know that better than anybody. For years, Biden tried to cut Social Security and Medicare. People don't know that about him, but he tried to cut your Social Security. You know, great genius. He's going to cut your Social Security and your Medicare. Now Biden's pledging mass amnesty and free health care for illegal aliens, and you saw that. You saw that 3 months ago when he's on stage, and he said to all of these very radical left candidates, who wants to give illegal aliens free health care? And they all raised their hand, and Biden didn't. And then you could see his right shoulder. It was the corpse. I say he's the corpse. And his shoulder was, he looked around, he didn't know what the hell was happening. But he knew everyone else's hand was up. Remember that, though? He was like, he knew it was wrong. Look, he's been there for 47 years, hasn't done a damn thing. He's been there 47. He knew it was wrong, but his right shoulder started moving. And I said, I just won the election. I said, isn't that nice? And you know what? We all have a heart. But what that does is it brings millions of people into our country. They all want to get health care. They want to get education. They want to get all the things that they want to give them. And you can't do it. You can't afford it. But that's what they want. So we're not going to let that happen, because it'll decimate Medicare and destroy your Social Security and everything else. Well, I'm president. No one will touch your Medicare or your Social Security. And under my leadership, we're developing the vaccines and therapies and all of those things. And you vote for me, prosperity is happening already. It's happening. It's happening so fast. Nobody can believe it. We're the #1 country in the world by far for economic comeback. And we went down less than any other country. Think of that. Normal life, that's what we want. We want normal. I don't want to talk. We want normal. We want to get back to where we were 9 months ago, 8 months ago. We want to have those football stadiums, those great teams of yours. We want to have people sitting next to each other, screaming like crazy. You look at the stands, we have a person and then 20 empty seats. No, that's not it. And we'll be back. We're going to be back very soon. Next year will be maybe the greatest economic year, one of the greatest economic years, but maybe the greatest economic year. I think better than last year. Last year was your best. I think we're going to do better. And to a large extent, this election's about many things, but it's between a Trump recovery and a Biden depression. Because if they get in, they're going to raise your taxes quadruple. He says it. They're going to allow millions of illegal aliens in, and they're going to let regulations, all of the cutting that I've done on regulation, which is a number that no president has ever even come close to, whether they were 4, 8, or in one case, more than that. They're going to let all those regulations come back in. And the farmers know what I'm talking about, and the tobacco growers know what I'm talking about. Because you couldn't even farm your land. You had so many regulations. Joe Biden would terminate a recovery, delay the vaccine, prolong the pandemic, and annihilate North Carolina's economy with draconian, unscientific lockdowns. He'll keep you locked down except at a level that you've never seen before. You won't have a state by the time this guy finishes up. Biden's plan will crush America. My plan is already crushing the virus. Look at our numbers. Look at our numbers. This week, oh, damn it. He must have lost his job. He must have been a nice guy. I'm sure he lost his job. This week, even the failing New York Times, the poor writer, I read this and I said, this guy is gone. But I didn't know him, so what the heck. The New York Times said that we had, this is the quote, experts are saying, quote, with genuine confidence that the pandemic in the United States will be over far sooner than anybody ever expected. How about that? New York Times. That's right. The writer of that article is gone now, but may he rest in peace. They don't want to say that. They're not happy to hear that because they don't really have our interest at heart. Our early and aggressive action saved so many lives, millions of lives. We pioneered all of these incredible therapies and reduced the fatality rate 80, think of it, 85%. We understand the disease and we have things that work. And I'm working to make the antibody treatment that I received available to anybody that wants it, that has a problem, free. And it's free because it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault, and I only hope it works as well on you. But I tell you, I felt like Superman a day later. Here I am. Here I am. I actually looked at the doctor. He's here with us now. Great doctors. We had so many doctors. I never saw so many doctors. All geniuses. Lowest IQ, 187. And they weren't thrilled. But I looked at him and said, I don't know what the hell you gave me, but I want some more of it. Now, it was a transfusion, and it was, like, amazing. So we're going to make that available to everybody. We're trying to get it immediately approved by the FDA, and Dr. Hahn is working at the FDA to get it. And hopefully you don't need it. And for the most part, you won't need it, I think, for the most part. But you need it. We're going to get it to you, and you're going to get it, and you're going to get better. And I call it a cure. They call it a therapeutic. I call it a cure. Regeneron. And they have others that are very similar, great companies. I told you before, Eli Lilly, etc. Through Operation Warp Speed, we will have 100 million vaccine doses before the end of this year. The vaccine will end the pandemic, but it's ending anyway. I mean, they go crazy when I say it. It's going to peter out, and it's going to end. but we're going to help the end, and we're going to make it a lot faster with the vaccine and with the therapeutics and, frankly, with the cures. So we're joined today by some incredible warriors and friends of ours. Congressman David Rouzer. Where is he, David? David Rouzer. There's a warrior. How we doing, David? We doing okay in the state? You're doing good. You have any competition in the race? Any competition or not much? I love that. I like when they say not much, sir. But if they have, I'm always there to help, right? I'm there to help. Thank you, David. Great job. We have a candidate for North Carolina Superintendent of Public Instruction, Catherine Truitt. Catherine. Great. Great. Thank you. Good job, Catherine. I heard that. Chairwoman of the Republican National Committee, Ronna McDaniel. Ronna. Who just recovered herself, by the way. For anybody that's sitting, look, they're all jumping. Oh, she just recovered. Let's get the hell out of here. No, Ronna's great. Where is Ronna? Right here. Thank you, Ronna. She's great. She did a great job. She ran Michigan for us 4 years ago. She did so well. And many, many decades since a Republican won Michigan, we won Michigan. I said, I want that person, the RNC. I want that person running the RNC. She's great. So, Ronna, thank you very much. She just fully recovered from COVID. A lot of people are recovering. You know, people are recovering. 99%, 99 plus. And now with what you can do, you know, one thing I do say, get there early. Get to the hospital early. Get there early. They can do things, lots of things, but don't get there late. Get there early. And North Carolina GOP chairman, a friend of ours, a great gentleman, Michael Whatley. Thank you, Michael. Great job. How we doing? Doing all right? Looking like a good win, right? And are the numbers that big standing on line getting ready to vote, right? Bigger than you anticipated? He's saying the right things. Thank you, man. No, I hear it. It was broadcast today. The numbers are crazy. You know what it's called? And this is what we're going to have. We're going to have a red wave. It's what they call it. Right? They don't want to send in the ballots and have the ballots thrown away into a dumpster. Who are you for, Trump? Get rid of that one. Get rid. This is the craziest thing. They want to vote. Our people want to go and they want to vote. It's going to be a big, beautiful red wave. And let them put in their deal. And we're checking every one of them. We're watching very closely where they came from, where they went, how did they get there, right? All this stuff that's going on. Not a day goes by when you don't read about what crooked things are happening. But the red wave will crush it. And those are people that are going to get there on November 3rd and previous to that, you know, the open voting, when you can vote. But they're going to get there, and people are talking about it already. And you're seeing that, aren't you, huh? You're seeing that. That's great, Michael. That's great. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because there was a landslide. Well, we're going to see. We're going to see. But we got a good shot. No, we're doing great in Pennsylvania. We're doing great in Michigan, doing great in Arizona. I heard some very good numbers just now in Nevada. We're doing good. I mean, we're doing good all over the place. And I don't want to say it too loud because, you know, they get all this money. They'll spend money like crazy. But, you know, ultimately, money doesn't get you there. Because I spent 25% of what Crooked Hillary spent, right? I spent 25%. And even after I won, they said, he didn't do as good a job at fundraising. I said, I spent less money, and I got criticized that we won. You know, my father taught me a long time ago, if you can win for less money, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. Right? Good thing. Right, Michael? Under my administration, we built the greatest economy in the history of the world, and now we are doing it again. In my first 3 years, family income increased by $6,000, more than 5 times the gains in all 8 years under the last administration. Think of that. So we did more than 8 times. African American income grew 9 times more than it did under Biden and Obama, 9 times. African American unemployment, Hispanic American unemployment, Asian American unemployment, all reached in history record highs, highest in history. And we're getting them all back. They're all coming back. We lifted 6.6 million Americans out of poverty. Since the China virus, we've created a record 11.4 million American jobs. We have never produced jobs at that level and that speed. We've already cut the unemployment rate in half. And think of it, 7.8, 7.9, that sounds terrible, but you know, it sounds pretty good when they're telling you about the 42%, right? Because I figured 42, you know, what are you going to do? We have this crazy situation that happened. And 7.8%, it's pretty incredible when you think about it. And we'll get that way down, and it's going down fast. Under Biden, well, yeah, just watch this. Under Biden, it took 30 months to recover. More than half of the jobs lost in their crisis. It wasn't a crisis, though. It was not great times, but it wasn't a crisis. We did it in 5 months, so they had 30 months, and they had the weakest recovery in the history of our country, dating back, actually, to when they started, 1929. There was the weakest recovery in the history of our country. And then he wants to tell us how to do things. For 47 years, he did nothing. I love these guys. You know, for 47 years, he did nothing. Now, all of a sudden, he wants to do all these things that I did already. I could do better. You shouldn't have let China in. Well, for 2 months, he was saying I was xenophobic because I closed the borders very early, didn't I? Huh? Jobs have been recovering 23 times faster than the Obama-Biden recovery. 23 times. Not 23%, 23 times. And these numbers come from the great Larry Kudlow, who's a good man, by the way. We've spent the last 4 years reversing the damage Joe Biden inflicted over us for 47 years. Think of it. Biden has waged a decades-long assault on your state against your state's tobacco growers. He was a cheerleader for NAFTA, which was a disaster. TPP, which would have been a disaster had I not terminated it, would have destroyed your state. It would have destroyed manufacturing in our country. And he was totally in favor of China's entry into the World Trade Organization. That's when they took off like a rocket, but not so good anymore. For half a century, Biden twisted his blade into the heart of North Carolina workers. He should not be asking for your votes. He should be begging for your forgiveness. That's what he should be doing. Job he did. I mean, you go back 4 or 5 years, you people were hurting. You were hurting. I have plenty of friends in this state. You were hurting. For decades, our politicians spent trillions of dollars rebuilding foreign nations, fighting foreign wars and defending foreign borders, countries you never heard of. But now we're finally protecting our nation, rebuilding our cities, and we are bringing our jobs, our factories, and our troops back home to the USA. Probably the main reason I ran in the first place. And I made the statement the other day, it sort of made sense to me. If Obama and Biden did a good job, I would have never run. I mean, think. I only ran because they did a horrible job. And there was no unity. You had Ferguson. Look at what happened in St. Louis. Look at what happened in Baltimore. Look at what happened in Oakland. Look at what happened. There was hatred all over the place. Now they say, oh, wasn't that beautiful? What they did was, they did a terrible job. That's why I'm your president, because if they did a good job, I wouldn't have run. I had a very nice life, believe me. I had a very nice, and by the way, how many of these rallies have you, stand up please, North Carolina, how many, what number is it? Don't be embarrassed. 60? 60. They have a group of 12 women, and I see them a lot. And I say, North Carolina, they remind me of that no matter where we go. And so 60, that's a lot, but that's only about 20%, so you have a long way to go. I'm sure their husbands are thrilled. Where are you going? I'm going to, well, at least here you're close, right? 1,000%. And you don't mind, right? We like him. We like him. Great women. Thank you very much. That's really nice. No, that's really nice. To save our auto industry, I withdrew from the last administration's Trans-Pacific Partnership. I ended the NAFTA nightmare and signed the brand new USMCA, which is just now kicking in and has turned out to be incredible for our farmers, our manufacturers. Everyone said it couldn't be done. There's no way you could end NAFTA. I ended it. It was one of the worst trade deals ever made. I took the toughest ever action to confront China's rampant theft of American jobs. We've achieved energy independence, and we've done it while protecting our pristine environment. You know, we have the best environmental numbers we've ever had, meaning, I guess, over 50 years, because before that, you didn't have too much action, right? But we have the best environmental numbers, ozone numbers, so many other numbers. In the meantime, China, Russia, India, all these countries, they're spewing stuff into the air. I keep telling our people, I say, you know, I love clean air. But Russia and China, you look at a map, you have all these spots, and India and many others are spewing it in. What do you suggest? Well, we don't think you should sell straws anymore. Oh, great. Okay, that's good. You ever hear that? The straw, right? And I say, okay, the straw's good. That's a little straw. That's okay. What about the plastic plate? What about the carton? What about the glass that's out of plastic? Well, we'll get to that later. These people are crazy. I recently signed an order placing a moratorium on offshore drilling off the coast of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, and North Carolina. So you don't have to worry about any oil spills in your beautiful land. You don't have to worry. Look how happy she is. She obviously lives on the water. You don't have to worry about those spills. At the same time, I have made it so great for energy. You know, we've never had energy like we do. We're number one in the world now by far, and totally energy independent. In 2017, I proudly signed a historic executive order making it official government policy to buy American and hire American. I saw Biden the other day. He's standing here like this. No, and he's got a sign, hire American. I said, I've been saying that for 15 years. It's amazing. And you know, this one, when the Tennessee Valley Authority replaced part of its American workforce with foreign workers, I told the board chairman, you're fired. Out, you're fired, chairman. You know what he was making? This had nothing to do with me. He was making $8 million a year. He's the highest paid government official, semi-government. It's like a private, semi-private deal. $8 million a year. And I said, you're fired. And what happened is, as soon as I said that, they hired all the employees back from Tennessee and 5 other states, 6 other states, Mississippi. They're all back, and they were great. They were great. So we do our little things, right? We did that one, and it was great. My opponent's immigration plan is the most extreme in the history of our country. Biden's plan would eliminate U.S. borders by implementing nationwide catch and release. That's catch. A murderer comes over, you catch him. What do you do? Well, not much. Most of them don't say they kill people, right? You catch them, you take their name, and you release them into our country. It was a big deal. It sounds easy. I ended it. But you want to see tough, go through courts, go through. But I ended it. I ended catch and release. One of the worst things. Now we release them. You know where we release them? We release them back into their country. We don't release them into our country anymore. We say, congratulations, we've got them. Look at all those people standing up out there. Wow, sorry. Sorry we didn't get your seats. Well, they're strong. They're strong people. They're from North Carolina. Making every community into a sanctuary city. This is their goal. And suspending all removals of any illegal alien, no matter how bad they are. Murderers, rapists. They have a deal with Bernie Sanders, Crazy Bernie. He lost twice, greatest loser of all time. He lost the first time, and he took it. Then he lost the second time. Elizabeth Warren should have dropped out. I'd be running against him. That would be okay. I don't care. There'd be more energy, smaller base, more energy. But it happened twice to Bernie. But I would really be watching and very careful, because it would be the total nullification of U.S. borders. They don't want borders. They want to have this country, and what would happen would be our country would be overwhelmed with illegal immigration coming in. Your jobs, crime would go through the roof. And now, as I said, we have the strongest southern border in the history of our country, over 400 miles of wall. Wall will be completed very soon. MS-13 and criminal cartels would have rampaged freely all over the country if it wasn't for ICE and Border Patrol. So we've gotten rid of thousands of MS-13. We delivered them back out of our country. We said, congratulations, here they are. You take them, we're not taking them. These are some bad people. If Biden wins, your borders are gone, which means your health care is gone, the middle class is gone, and your safety is gone. It's very simple. Biden has pledged with Bernie Sanders. They made this agreement. You know what it is. They all agreed to a thing. We call it the manifesto. My idea. It's called the manifesto. He's pledged to eliminate our requirement that newcomers to our society be financially self-reliant. We want them to be able to make a pledge that they're not going to take from us. And he'll provide unlimited welfare. He wants to. For anybody anywhere in the world that comes into our country. I said, that's a great idea. Where are we going to get the money, Sleepy Joe? Under my leadership, we achieved the most secure border in U.S. history, and we're finishing the wall. So we're up to now 407, I think, 406, 407. We're doing 10 miles a week. Nobody believes it. We invested $2.5 trillion in the U.S. military. Defense spending in North Carolina has soared to more than $1 billion a year, many times what it was. And by the way, all made in the USA. We have the greatest machinery ever made by any nation in history. Russia, China, every one of them, they're all jealous. What we have is not even to be talked about. I actually mentioned this at a rally about 2 months ago. And they said, he's giving away information. No, I'm not. I'm telling you something. We got stuff that they dream about. All made in the USA, $2.5 trillion. And you know what? Hope to God we've redone our nuclear. We're number one in the world by far. It was going down the tubes. It was old and tired. But hope to God we never have to use it. Remember when I came in, they said with his personality, we'll be in a war in the first week. Where's the war? Right? Where's the war? Remember? You would have been in a war without me because North Korea, we were going to have a nice nuclear war with North Korea. And now I get along great with him, and everyone says, oh, that's terrible that I get along. No, it's a good thing. You know, getting along is a good thing, not a bad thing. And you get along through strength, not through weakness. You never get along through weakness. And we launched the first new branch of the United States Armed Forces. And I never even talked. When I came to North Carolina and talked to you, I never said this. So we actually did more than I promised. I'm the only politician, if you call me that. I'm the only politician that actually did more than I promised. Because I never talked about the Space Force. I never talked about it, right? And as I, sat for a year and I watched and I saw what was going on with Russia and with China and with others, I said, wait a minute, we're going to fall way behind. We can't do that. And we launched the Space Force, and Jim Imhoff and some of the people in the Senate were fantastic, and the House. And we got it passed. So we have, first time in 75 years, think of that, a new force. And it's a big force, and it's an important one. We passed VA choice for our veterans and VA accountability for our veterans. Nobody thought that could happen. 42 years. And we took over 100% of the ISIS caliphate. When I came in, it was a mess. They were all over the place. We took over 100%, and we killed the leader of ISIS and founder of ISIS, al-Baghdadi. They were after him for 15 years. And we took out the world's #1 terrorist, the mass murderer of many American troops and many other troops and many other people. Qasem Soleimani is dead. And I withdrew from last administration's disastrous $150 billion plus $1.8 billion in cash. Can you believe it? 5 plane loads of cash. Figure that one. The Iran nuclear deal, a disaster. And the first call I'm going to get after we win, it's going to be from Iran. Can we make a deal? because their country's going to hell with the sanctions and all of the things we've done, and they want to make a deal. I said, why don't you wait till after the election? I said, but if you wait till after the election, then it's going to be much tougher. But I said, wait till after the election, because you can't make a deal. Now, you got to see if Sleepy Joe, because if Sleepy Joe gets in, you make the greatest deal ever made. And China will own us. Remember what I said. I kept my promise, recognized the true capital of Israel, and opened the American embassy in Jerusalem. Got it built. And we got it built, Mr. Congressman, right? We got it built, too. They wanted $2 billion to build it. I said, maybe we could do cheaper. I said to my people, I said, you know the story. Find something. Maybe we own some land. We did. It had a building on it. So we were going to spend $2 billion. I said, well, let's renovate the existing building. Is it big enough? Oh, it's too big, actually. And how's the location? Much better than the one we were going to buy in Jerusalem. I said, all right, come back with a price. David Friedman, who's one of the most successful lawyers, now he's the ambassador to Israel. So he calls me up 2 days later. He says, sir, I think we can do it for $350,000. I said, David. So from $2 billion, I said, well, what's the difference between the $2 billion version and the one, or $350,000? He said, sir, honestly, the 350 will have a better location, a better building. It's actually better. Now, who would believe stories like this, right? And I actually told him I did something I don't think, Congressman, I've ever done in my life. I said, David, it's too cheap. It doesn't sound good. Make it more expensive, please. So we made it $500,000. Not bad, right? And we opened it up a few months later. So not only did we name Jerusalem, became the capital of Israel, we got the building built. This thing would have taken 10 years, 20 years, would have cost $5 billion. It would have been ridiculous. I also recognized Israeli sovereignty over the Golan Heights. They've been fighting over that for 52 years. And instead of endless wars, we're forging peace in the Middle East. I did more in 47 months than Sleepy Joe Biden did in 47 years. It's true. And now he's pushing the most far-left agenda ever put forward by a presidential nominee. The Biden plan would destroy your Social Security, and he would destroy all pre-existing conditions, and you know it, and so does he. Biden's running mate sponsored a bill to outlaw private health insurance. We have 180 million people that love their private health care. Biden vowed to terminate our travel bans on jihadist regions and surge refugee admissions. He's agreed to this with Crazy Bernie. By 700%. Think of that. Does that sound reasonable? Opening the floodgates to radical Islamic terrorism. I said, no, thank you. He wants to ban school choice and charter schools. And in a second term, and I've already started, we will provide school choice to every parent in America. One of the most important. A vote for Republicans is a vote for safe communities, great jobs, and limitless future. A limitless future for all Americans. And just in concluding, first of all, it's great to be with you on this gorgeous day. This is beautiful. It's been a great state. I mean, my granddaughter, you know what happened, right? You know the name of my granddaughter? Carolina. Carolina. Am I allowed to say that to South Carolina? Because I love them too. Can I maybe do it? Am I okay with that? Can I have you? No, it's Carolina. Beautiful. Over the next 4 years, we'll make America into the manufacturing superpower of the world. And we'll end our reliance on China. We've already started. We're well on our way. We will hire more police, increase penalties for assault on law enforcement, and we will ban deadly sanctuary cities. We will uphold religious liberty, free speech, and the right to keep and bear arms. We will strike down terrorists who threaten our citizens, and we will keep America out of endless, ridiculous, foolish, stupid foreign wars. We will maintain America's unrivaled military might and we will ensure peace through strength. That's what we have. We will end surprise medical billing, require price transparency, already signed, hits in January 1st. Don't give Biden the credit for it, please. He won't even know what it is. He'll say, what did I do? And further reduce the cost of prescription drugs at levels that you've never seen before. We will strongly protect Medicare and Social Security, and we will always protect patients with pre-existing conditions. America will land the first woman on the moon, and the United States will be the first nation to land an astronaut on Mars, and it'll be soon. And NASA is now the #1 space center in the world by far, and it was virtually abandoned when I took over. We will stop the radical indoctrination of our students and restore patriotic education to our schools. We will teach our children to love our country, honor our history, and always respect our great American flag. And we will live by the timeless words of our national motto, "In God we trust." And that won't be changed. They took the word God out of the Pledge of Allegiance, and they got absolutely decimated. They put it back. They said, no, we didn't mean, and then they took it out a couple of other times. That's where they're going, but it's not going to happen. Not even going to come close. For years, you had a president who apologized for America. Now you have a president who is standing up for America and standing up for the great people of North Carolina. So again, this is the most important election of our lives, maybe in the history of our country. So get your friends, get your family, get your neighbors, get out and vote. The red wave is coming. The red wave is coming. And remember, early voting starts, guess when? Today. So go down there. From Wilmington to Winston-Salem, from Asheville to Charlotte, from Greensboro to right here in Greenville, we inherit the legacy of North Carolina patriots who gave their blood, sweat, and tears for this beloved nation. We love our nation. We stand on the shoulders of American heroes who crossed the oceans, blazed the trails, settled the continent, tamed the wilderness, dug out the Panama Canal, laid down the railroads, raised up the skyscrapers, won 2 world wars, defeated fascism and communism, and made America the single greatest nation in the history of the world, and you haven't seen anything yet. Proud citizens like you help build this country, and together we are taking back our country. We are returning power to you, the American people, and we are returning it faster than anyone ever thought possible. With your help, your devotion, and your drive, we are going to keep on working, we are going to keep on fighting, and we are going to keep on winning. We are one movement, one people, one family, and one glorious nation under God. And together with the incredible people of North Carolina, we have made America wealthy again. We have made America strong again. We have made America proud again. We're proud. We will make America safe again quickly. And we will make America great again. Thank you, everybody. Go out and vote.
Thank you, President Trump. Joe Seals back here at the RSBN studio. I want to thank you all for tuning in. Not a bad showing for a Thursday noon lunchtime rally. That is it for today, but tomorrow begins the two-a-days for us. We're going to be tomorrow in Ocala, Florida, the early one starting at about 3 p.m., I believe, and then we're going to be in Macon, Georgia for the nightcapper. That's going to be a huge rally. I mean, the crowd is just going to be incredible, and we're going to be there to cover all angles for you like always. And then Saturday we'll be in Muskegon, Michigan, and Janesville, Wisconsin. The crews are ready to go, and so we are just preparing for a crazy final 19 days now. 19 days left, so I hope you're ready. We're going to be there for you every step of the way. If you want to support us, you can help us get to the next event. It costs us a lot. We're a small media company from Alabama. Viewer supported. rsbnetwork.com/donate helps us to get to these events. We're bringing in people all the time, new people, cameramen especially. So we're going to try and do the unthinkable and be at every single one of these. And there may be upwards 3, 4, 5, even 6 a day towards the end. I'm not joking. President Trump is very high energy, as you know, and he'll make it happen. Whatever he has to do to bring home the W, he will do it. And so appreciate you all. Again, we are, for those of you, we can't confirm anything yet, but we're hearing that President Trump will also be in Nevada on Sunday for 2 more rallies. We are trying to work on confirming that. We'll let you know as soon as we do. But thank you for tuning in. God bless you all. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. I'm going to go to sleep. Back to Liz in just a second.
Ladies and gentlemen, there you have it. Another very energetic rally here in Greenville, North Carolina for President Trump. That is concluding right now. It's almost 3 p.m. President Trump spoke for about an hour and a half, and this was his first stop to the great state of North Carolina since being dosed with the coronavirus. This is Right Side Broadcasting Network, and we are thrilled to be able to bring you this live coverage. Thank you all for tuning in. Don't forget, we're almost entirely viewer funded, meaning we rely on your donations to cover great rallies like this one all across the country leading up to the November 3rd presidential election. We know that somebody's got to come out here and broadcast these events and pan these huge crowds, so that's exactly what we're here to do. There's a number of ways you can donate to Right Side Broadcasting Network. The first one being the YouTube Super Chat. It's one of the easiest and the most fun ways to donate. Just click the $sign in the bottom right-hand corner of the YouTube Super Chat and donate absolutely any amount. The second way, of course, is our website. If you're not familiar with it, check it out. That's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Again, that's www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. The third way is by sending a check. So this is a non-electronic form of donation. You can send a check to 1550 Opelika Road, 6, Box 344, Auburn, Alabama 36830. Before we wrap up, we want to say thank you to our partners at Disney Coins. That's DISME at www.disneycoins.com. You guys have got to check them out. They are a precious metal company specializing in both copper and silver. 1-ounce coins, 2-ounce coins, 4-ounce silver bars, as well as keychains and a number of other incredible items, all with different designs featuring highlights of President Trump's administration since taking office in 2016. 2 new designs coming every single month. There's definitely something that's going to appeal to you. Check out all their designs and sign up to their massive MAGA giveaway via their website, www.rsbnetwork.com/donate. Make sure if you do decide to buy something, to use code RSBN for a percentage off your order total at checkout. Finally, make sure you're following us on all our social media platforms. Help us combat that conservative censorship that's happening across all big tech platforms. Our handle on Twitter and Instagram is at RSB Network. Again, at RSB Network. We're happy to have you guys following us. Make sure you're tagging us. If you happen to catch any of our rallies and you tag us on Instagram at RSB Network, we will always repost it onto our stories so all of our patriotic followers can see what you're posting as well. So thank you so much. We have a huge week ahead of us. Tomorrow we've got Macon, Georgia, and Ocala, Florida. We're following that up on Saturday with Michigan and Wisconsin, and I think we're heading out west on Sunday. So busy week. We're looking like in the next 72 hours we're going to have 6 campaign rallies. President Trump is a workhorse, and we are going to be right there alongside him every step of the way. Time to fight, you guys. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you tomorrow from Ocala, Florida. I'm Liz Willis. Follow me as well, Instagram and Twitter at Liz Willis. God bless you all. See you tomorrow. Goodbye.
Hi friends, Father Frank Pavone here of Priests for Life. There is nothing like a Trump rally, and it fires us up to help the president. So I want to urge you to go to armyfortrump.com today. There's so much you can do, being a digital activist, making phone calls, knocking on doors. Be a part of the biggest presidential campaign in American history. armyfortrump.com. Go there today, and remember, support Right Side Broadcasting.
Hey y'all, we're Diamond and Silk. Listen, our book dropped already, and we want you to get a copy of it.
That's right.
Uprising, who the hell said you can't ditch and switch? The Awakening of Diamond and Silk.
That's right.
Now you can get the book at diamondandsilkbook.com or anywhere that books are sold. And I want you to continue to support RSBN.
That's right.
Why?
Why?
Because they've been here since the beginning. And they will be here to the very end.
That's right.
And guess what, y'all?
What?
We gonna win.
That's right.
You all get out and vote. Vote red. RED. Remove every Democrat. And make sure you vote for Donald J. Trump. We love y'all.
Bye-bye.